They should be.
They should be. Take that. So I think that might have something to do with it too. But we have seen Dak Prescott on multiple occasions be a top tier fantasy football asset, but we have not gotten him a lot of help recently until this year. All of a sudden now we have CeeDee Lamb, we have Ferguson back healthy again. We've got George Pickens. And it's been a long time since there's been a duo that was that talented in Dallas. In fact, the last time that they had two guys that were truly adequate top tier receivers as a 1 and as a 2 was when it was CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. So I went back and I looked, how did Dak Prescott do with Amari Cooper and with CeeDee Lamb?
And Zeke
at the time too.
And to be fair, Dak's offensive line in that period
was a much better offensive line. Yep.
Arguably the best in the NFL at the time.
I agree.
For sure. 2020 was a crazy season for him. That was the season that he got hurt week 5. But up until that point, he was averaging 27.7 points per game, which is just an absurd number.
What year was that?
That was 2020.
Because I remember that year you were talking Dak up before the year, like, hey, I think this is the same thing. Like, Dak's a great buy, he's gonna do good, and then he got all bummed, he got hurt. He's like, this is the best he's ever
This was
doing.
the year, and we kept talking like he's gonna throw for 7,000 yards, on pace for 7,000 yards,
and 70 touchdowns.
Yes, we're like the greatest player ever.
That was like 5 years ago. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? It's been that long, and unfortunately, like even that 5th game was the game he got hurt, or that points per game would be even higher. So
I told him before the show. I just said to start it, like, I don't want to be redundant. So why now I'm talking to CJ Stroud? Here he is, 5 years later.
5 years later.
5 years later, coming right back.
Why,
like a dog to his vomit.
Why listen anymore?
To his vomit. That really painted a picture.
Coming right back, baby. It's already been in there once. So Dak Prescott
still tastes all right.
But during that time, so obviously he was the #1 overall quarterback in points per game that season by a good margin. We were like, that's such a small sample size. The next year, Amari Cooper, it was his last year with the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott finished as the quarterback 7 that year. We've also seen him be a top 3 quarterback multiple times. And I get it. He's a little bit on the older side now. People are concerned about age, but
how old is he? Is he 30?
He's going to be 32
right?
during the season.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll turn 32. So for me, at the quarterback position, I mean, we are still ranking Matthew Stafford, who's going to be 38.
Right.
We're still ranking Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be 42. Like, we're still ranking all of these players. Dak Prescott has plenty of years.
And at 31,
left in
he's only a year and a half older than Pat Mahomes. He's a year older than Jared Goff.
He's 2 years older than Tyler Shuck.
So that's the thing for me. And right now he's going as quarterback 21. So there's a lot of quarterbacks going ahead of him, and I get it. They're young, they're exciting, but if you are a contender, there is not a cheaper contender quarterback buy. Because look, you can go after Stafford and you can go after Rodgers. Those guys are fine and they'll be pretty cheap, but I don't think either one of them have the ceiling that Dak Prescott has this year. We've seen him be a top 3 guy multiple times. We've seen him have great success with good offensive weapons. I just think he's going to absolutely ball out this season.
Dynasty, hot body, hot boy, Dynasty, hot summer. In Dynasty, it's so easy to find yourself on another league just because you just want to draft. Like, drafting's so fun. Fast Draft gives you the opportunity. And, you draft a team, then you set it, forget it. And then you open up the app at the end of the year and you go, look at me. Got so much coin in my bank account now because I did so well. So if you go on there, Fast Draft, use the promo code NERDS. They're going to match your deposit up to $50. And with that, they're also going to allow us to give you a free Nerd Herd membership. So we're going to give you a free 1-year membership to Nerd Herd, everything that comes with it, extra podcast, and of course the Dynasty GM app, which is the dopest tool out there in the world today when it comes to fantasy football and Dynasty. If you're already a Nerd Herd member, we're going to send you a gift certificate to the merch store. So check them out. Fast Draft.
All right. So if you are new here, this is the Roster Rescue Show brought to you by Dynasty Nerds. And we do a lot of different things here. One, we grade your rosters. We tell you what to do. what moves to make, what kind of trades, all of those kinds of things, you can scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner that says submit a roster. And we're going to make sure that we go through and we get nitpicky about your team, your league, and how you can make the best use of your assets there. But we also have like what Michael and Mike just did, where if you want to just, hey, I don't know that I want a full roster rescue. I don't know that I need you guys to check everything out. I just need to know about a specific deal or a specific trade or things like that. Then you can just put in a super chat just like these two guys did, and we guarantee to get to those questions. So, in fact, let's get to both of these before we even get to our roster rescues. Michael says, in a 12-team league, start 11, 3 wide receivers, super flex, 0.5 PPR. I have Chuba, Achane, Pollard, and Hall. Is Hall a hold or a trade? What is his trade value? Thanks, #nerderd. Michael, appreciate you. I know you've been in a lot of shows. Really appreciate you, dude. For me, Rich, I'm curious to hear what you think. For me, this is kind of the wrong time to sell Breece Hall. Right now, there's a lot of question marks about his value. And I know for me, even though I'm interested in acquiring him because I still believe in the player, the situation's murky, and they kind of keep doubling down on this hot hand approach, getting a lot of guys in. We have a lot of good running backs in the room. And I think if anybody's paying attention, now some leagues, they'll just go off name value. They haven't been paying attention, then they won't until September. If you can get full value for Breece Hall, then I have no problem making that happen. But that being said, I would say that I would prefer to just hold him at this point.
So right now, Breece Hall's got an ADP of running back 8 right now. That's the range he's going in. So Aaron Glenn actually came out and he actually said he had a talk with Breece Hall, said they don't want to trade him, that he is the guy. And honestly, listen, I was never worried about the hot hand kind of thing because I saw Braylon Allen. Like, if you dig into Braylon Allen started hot last year, but if you look at his stats over like PFF, like deep into him, like he wasn't very efficient running back. Breece Hall's tape in my eyes of him coming out of college was special. Like, he wasn't good. He was a special running back. And, you know, the biggest thing you have to worry about Breece Hall is like, how does he rebound from the ACL? Like, next year would be a whole full season in the clear. Usually that helps guys out. Some people bounce back immediately. Breece Hall looked like he lost a little bit of that explosiveness last year. So he gets back. And that's what I was a little bit worried about because he's an explosive running back. So for me, if there's any kind of dip on Breece Hall, I have a lot of Breece Hall shares because I was so in on Breece Hall. Like, I would buy, but you're right. Now's the time to buy Breece Hall if there's any value dip, because they'll be selling him for his potential, and he's still only 24 years old. He's still on a team that does not have a ton of weapons, and he's still a high-end upside running back, right? A guy who has a chance, like if he's fully healthy, he's the kind of running back that could be like running back 1 overall.
Oh, we're live. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Just a couple seconds early.
Boom!
Oh,
hey,
I thought we had a whole minute. Wow, dude, I got triggered. I got triggered into it. All right, well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Roster Rescue Show here. We are live on this beautiful Monday. Rich is so upset about joining early that he just left. He's like, "Screw you guys, I'm not doing this show anymore." Oh wait, he's back.
I have my mic turned on.
Oh, we're starting off hot today. We are starting off hot today. But in reality, we really are starting off hot today because we have been inundated with roster rescues. Like, you guys have really responded and said, hey, we like this. We want to know about our teams. We want to know what direction to be taking things. And because of that, we are already, like, for this show and probably the next couple shows, we are already going to be at the point where all we're going to be able to take is trade questions in the chat. We'll take those still for the super chats, and we're only going to be taking nukes, right, Pete? Because we have too many. We can't take like regular ones right now for the show.
Yes, we are. So, spoiler alert, it sounds like we're going to do 3 shows this week, but all 3 of those shows are pretty much all booked out. So if you do a regular roster rescue, you are going to be on next week's show. But if
see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. So if
Pretty
you
much.
want to get it on this show, you have to nuke.
All right. Well, you heard the man. Rich, how was your week, man?
Pretty good. Bought a new car. That's
Oh, what'd you get?
2025 Santa Fe calligraphy. It's pretty sweet.
Nice. You like it?
Yeah, my son turned 16 in about 6 months, and my wife's car is going to go to him. But you know, anytime anybody offers 0% financing, it's kind of like, oh wow, that's free money. So like, we'll just get a car 6 months early. Not a big deal. So
there you go. Done and
new
done.
car for the Dotsons, and travel baseball's over, so my summer can begin.
Ooh.
We start tomorrow. We start our AFC North and South breakdowns. We're doing or whatever other division we're doing. I know we're doing a division breakdowns, which means we are inching closer to actual NFL football and points on the board and all this work we put in the offseason coming to fruition. And you know, I think that's why we're seeing a big uptick in the roster rescues, because people are trying to get their roster settled in and ready for the 2025 season. When training camp opens, that's when you know, the feet hit the turf.
Get real.
And you know, things happen and injuries are going to occur and new people are going to gain and lose value in Dynasty, and things we need to pay attention to, because that's the greatest thing about our game. Values and situations change drastically. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Dylan Sampson was just considered just a guy, right? Like, oh, he's the backup to Quinshon Judkins. And now probably for the first 6 weeks, Dylan Sampson's probably going to be the guy in Cleveland, because he's better than Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford would probably be the 2. It's my guess. So, you know, I'm excited. Dynasty football season. We have the Football Fantasy Football Expo coming up here in a couple of weeks in Canton. If anybody is planning on going, we could definitely high five there. If you ever want to see me intoxicated, that's a good place to start, because yeah, that's what I do there as well. So a lot of hugging, a lot of high fiving, and some Dynasty talk. So I'm excited to get in some of these rosters. I know we got a lot of them to get into.
Absolutely. All right, Pete, take us away, man. What's our first? Already starting off with the nukes. Absolutely love it. Is this this is Chris, right?
Yep, this is Chris. It is a PPR 1 quarterback, 10-man bench start.
10-man bench. I like the way you said that. 10 men instead of 10 men.
10 men.
10 men
Manly men.
gather together to form this Dynasty roster to overcome their league mates.
All right. All right. League in general is a 50-50 split on people who are open to trades and those that refuse to consider. So that's making our job a little extra difficult, Rich, because half the league does not even want to make trades. So right now, it's looking like this year's draft, he has 107, 205, 206, and then some later round picks. But he has 3 firsts and 2 seconds. And then all of his picks through the 6th next year as well. So let's go ahead and get into this roster here. 1 quarterback league here. Josh Allen, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. Running back wise, we're looking at David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, Brian Robinson, Jalen Wright, Rashad White. Wide receivers, we've got Marvin Harrison, Zay Flowers, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk, and Michael Pittman Jr. And then we have Chig Okonkwo as well. Right now, this team is in 2nd place as far as Dynasty mode goes. But what about contender mode, Pete? Contender mode, we are in 8th because contenders do not care about those draft picks. And so things drop pretty quick. So this is a 12-man league. Rich, before we get into all of the details, I have to say one thing that's kind of surprising to me. This is a very, very shallow bench. I'm surprised they have a 6-round rookie draft for a 10-man bench, because it feels like you're just going to be cutting a lot of those players after basically the 3rd round, maybe even the 2nd round. Like, most of these guys are just not going to make your roster.
Don't they have a taxi squad or no?
I don't know.
Well, they have a taxi squad.
Not mentioned.
Well,
It's not
they have a
mentioned.
taxi squad. That's what taxi squad 4 is. What is it? What is it there for? Well, this is why I believe in bigger rookie drafts. Don't leave anybody on the waiver wire so somebody else can swoop in and pick up Ollie Gordon if like Devon Achane and Jalen Wright are in a golf cart tournament together, and the golf cart gets attacked by an 18-foot alligator, and now he finds himself in contention, but he was on a free agent wire because you just let these people roam around free like we're playing redraft. Get hip, hipsters.
All right, Rich.
This league also has a kicker and a defense.
Whoa.
Kicker and a defense.
All right, that was me throwing up my mouth a little bit. Apologize.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So this team has some future assets, and they've got some interesting players. Josh Allen is one of the few difference makers at the quarterback position in a 1 QB. There's only so many guys that like you're really actually excited to have. Josh Allen is one of those few players, and we have some young and up and coming guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Flowers, Jalen Waddle to some extent. But overall, when you look at Chico Conquo as your starting tight end, you're looking at this running back room. Which
tight end premium, by the way.
What's that?
Sorry, we didn't cover that. It's a 1/4 point tight end premium as well.
Okay, so a little extra boost.
It's like tipping somebody a nickel on a $20 bill. Thank you so much for your support.
Doesn't change much. But running back is pretty rough. I mean, there's nobody that you're even super confident in as your running back 2, let alone a running back 1. And tight end is the same thing. You don't really have a tight end 1. And so you're really hoping that this group of wide receivers really blossoms, because otherwise Josh Allen's going to have to carry the whole team on his back.
Yeah, he's a strong guy to carry on your back, definitely at the goal line. So you'll be good there. Listen, my first instinct, Garrett, right out the gate is, look, we have 227 first. Very happy with that. Our tight end room is absolutely abysmal, almost non-existent, some would say. Okwonakwo, or more like Okonowo. I'm looking here, and I'm thinking, like, it's a pretty clear. Here's what I would do right out the gates. Okay, at 1-7, I'm taking Quinshon Judkins. Will easily be there. Definitely with the news. That helps solidify that running back room a little bit. And then I know your league doesn't try to trade, but I would love to. So which one we have in contender? We have Golden Dongs. Good for that. It's a good name. Golden Dongs, Josh Levy, MG. Do we not have our own first in 2026?
Oh, no.
We do not.
Okay, that's fine. Which one looks like it's going to be the best team?
Josh Levy is the worst team. Oh, you're looking for best?
Yeah.
MGR.
Okay.
1985.
So my first instinct, Garrett, is I'm taking Quinshon Judkins at 1-7, and I'm trying to move 2-5 and that dude's first next year, and trying to get back up in that first and get Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland. Should be able to get like that 110, 111. I know you're sacrificing a first there from 2-5, but otherwise you're looking at a guy probably more like Jaden Higgins, Cam Scattaboo, and being tight end premium, even though it's a very minimal tight end premium. I mean, if you're going to go premium, it's not even tight end premium. It's like tight end / like
complimentary.
Yeah. Pat on the back, like a little like firm handshake there. Tight end handshake league. I'm going to go ahead and I obviously he said this league is like hard to trade with, but that would be my first instinct, is trying to give up that guy's first. Still gives us 226 first. One of those look pretty respectable. And you want to keep golden dongs. You got to hold on to those golden dongs as much as possible with a firm grip. And what you want to do is, if I can, move up to 2-5, because if not at 2-5, you're looking at, I mean, Garrett, who are we looking at? Cam Scattaboo, Jaden Higgins, Luther Burden in that range. It's going to be a little bit high now. And then also at 3-6, you're going to get a tight end most likely at 3-6. I'm taking the best available of Terrence Ferguson, Elijah Arroyo, Mason Taylor. I doubt Mason Taylor would be there. Harold Fannin. Like, those are my guys. So like my first.
Would you consider Mason Taylor at 2-5?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
I think I'd be willing to do that, honestly. Like, I know that's going to be a little high for some people, but I would be willing to do that. And if I can't move my first, because Rich, I'm with you. I would like to get a Warren or a Loveland on my team, but if I can't, could I maybe just trade 2-5 straight up for Isaiah Likely? somebody like that to try to help give me that young gun that could help me in the coming years.
Yeah, we really want to get as many Emilio Estevaz as possible. So yeah, I'm totally down with that for sure. Yeah, I think it's a goal. Like 2.5 is our tight end range, and 3.6 is our backup because we have no depth right there. Quinshon's gonna plug him in. Our receiving room's okay, right? Definitely having multiple firsts next year. You may be able to move those in season. Quinshon won't help you probably till week 7 at best, but you have enough running back depth to hold off there. Like David Montgomery, I'm a big Jalen Wright guy. Brian Robinson has a chance to be the starter this year. David Montgomery should get some carries, and Swift is kind of a nice upside sleeper guy, right? So getting Quinshon in there, and listen, it's not like your team is ready to win it all anyways. Maybe you can make a push when Quinshon comes in and hits the ground and starts going. He'll have some very fresh legs at that point. So we'll see how it is. Obviously, your quarterback situation is nice, but that tight end hole, even relying on a rookie tight end, it's hard to really rely on something along those lines to help you push over. But that's fine because this is you're really hoping to take a big step forward in 2026. Tyreek Hill might not be on the Dolphins at a point. You'll still have Zay Flowers. You have Marvin Harrison going to year 3. Olave, hopefully, and Ayuk will have their situations more clear. And you have Pittman, which is having Pittman as your wide receiver 6 is phenomenal there. So I think it's totally fine that this league's not willing to trade. He says that, though, he has all these draft picks. So it seems like they're definitely willing to trade because how to get all these draft picks.
I will say this, too. We don't have our first round pick, which is unfortunate. It's always nice to have that, especially if you're not a true contender. But with these picks or with these running backs, I'm really monitoring how my team is doing in the season. If I have enough to push for the playoffs, cool, push for the playoffs and try to make a little playoff run. You never know what could happen. Jahmyr Gibbs could go down and David Montgomery could all of a sudden be the lead running back. And, the Swift and the Bears, it could be a match made in heaven with this new offense. And you just don't know. But if you're getting to week 7, 8, 9, 10 in that range, and it's just not going, you got just a few wins, whatever, go ahead and trade some of those running backs because those guys will have some value. Get you could get a second for each one of those guys. Now all of a sudden you have 3 seconds in 26 or in 27, and those will be the pieces that can help you move up in the draft the following year. So I'm going to really kind of evaluate my team as the season's going on and see what to do with these running backs, whether I actually think I can make the playoffs or I don't.
Yeah, for sure. I think Swift might be some value. He may be somebody that could find himself on the Bears for a couple more years. He's only 26 years old. If the situation falls in line, because outside of that, you're not really I don't see any players that I'm dying to get off my roster, right? I'd be willing to move Josh Allen for the right situation to kind of help set me up to go forward with if the right team present itself in contender mode. Can we look at those contenders, see who their quarterbacks are? I know we said it's hard to trade. Oh man,
Stroud and McCarthy.
Can we stop there
I don't like that.
Can we see what this team has?
Yeah, this is his whole roster right here, including the tight end.
Oh, it's in
You
contender.
don't even need to scroll.
Okay, I don't know what draft picks you have.
108 and all of his future firsts.
Or
all of his future picks. I'm assuming this is a team that doesn't like to trade.
That is what it looks like.
Yeah, but still, sometimes you present people with an offer. Can we go back to our team, who our quarterbacks are again, outside of Josh Allen?
Bo Nix is our backup and Trevor Lawrence behind him. So those guys could get the job done, especially in a year where we're not really truly a contender. Those guys could get the job done.
So with that team, I think it's a possibility. They're number 2 in contender mode. Their quarterback situation's okay with CJ Stroud, but I wouldn't mind. Again, I know this sounds stupid, but I really am all in on JJ McCarthy. Would you be could we get JJ McCarthy 1.8? It's 1 QB, right? So we still have Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence, and Tucker Kraft 1.8, JJ McCarthy and Tucker Kraft for Josh Allen in this league.
1.8 Tucker Kraft.
Because that would put us in a situation where we get Tucker Kraft, Garrett. Then we could take Emeka Ibuka if he's there at 1.8. Then we're going to have Quinshon, Emeka, and then at 2.5 we get Mason Taylor, go with Tucker Kraft.
I like where you're at. I just think we could get more value still for Josh Allen.
Probably. Well, again, a team hard to league. A team. First of all, it's 1 QB, right? A team hard to trade. I think 1.8's pretty good value at there because it's gonna be hard to find anybody with a higher draft pick that's willing to give up that for a quarterback. So I'm kind of going this with a team that's hard to trade with. Tucker Kraft's a very solid tight end. It's a big need for us. We don't need to start JJ McCarthy. We hope he turns into a player. I think he does, but we have Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence to offset in a 1 QB. We're not trying to contend this year, right? By the time we're really contending, Josh Allen to 31 years old, not again, totally fine. But for me, I mean, we even saw guys like Big Ben, and these bigger mobile quarterbacks, they tend to slow down a little bit when they start getting their upper 30s out there, where that asks of their game, where he's going to rely on an arm. And Josh Allen, again, MVP, right? But like 65% completion rate, like once the legs go away, like that could hurt some of his fantasy football. Well, couldn't, it will hurt his value. And I think right now, us capitalize on a contender. I mean, just imagine if we get a Mecca Ibuka there, right? I mean, I know immediately we said before, try and trade up for Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland, but I would really like to get a Mecca there, because I think definitely this Chris Godwin ankle news. And
if we're already adding Tucker Kraft and Mason Taylor or Isaiah Likely, then we have the young upside players that we were kind of looking for. So those don't become as big of a need. I would also love, and this might be getting a little greedy, so you can tell me if this is the case, Rich, but knowing that we might have a little wiggle room, I would love to get a slight uptick on a receiver. Like, I don't love Chris Olave, but I know there's a lot of people that are interested in him. Could I throw Chris Olave into the deal and get Garrett Wilson back? Like, if that's something that's a possibility, I would love to make something like that happen.
I don't think that would happen, just because that team all of a sudden then looks at it like he's making that move for Josh Allen to contend, right? Like, you take Garrett Wilson off his roster and he's sliding Olave, like that doesn't, being a 1 QB league, like I just don't know. And like, again, we said this guy's probably one of the harder guys to trade with because he has all his picks. I think that would be the no. Like, he's like, I don't need to do this, right? Like, I got CJ Stroud. Like,
in that case, if I can't get that as my extra, then I'm still asking for a second on top of this.
I'm fine with that. Like, I'm like 2.8 in there and trying to get 2.8, and then whatever tight end is there at 2, or receivers are at 2.8, like that we might like, or a running back even potentially there. It's the door's wide open, but it gives us way more value. And we could kind of like do a mock draft for him as well and see what we'd have if we had 2.8, 1.8, 1.7, and 2.5. See how it would play out. But like, this is a deal that I would love to make. And I know you said you want to be a little bit more greedy. Like, sometimes like I'm willing to like potentially like looks like I lose the deal when I'm trying to rebuild my team. See, Quinshawn went there, but there's no way Quinshawn goes there with that news, I would think, right? Like,
I would be very, very surprised.
Definitely in premium league. I mean, but worst case, I'm taking, RJ Harvey there.
Well, actually, you know what? I wouldn't be. This is a 1 QB. Cam Ward's not in the equation in a 1 QB.
Okay, so say Quinshawn goes there, then I'd be taking a Mecca and RJ Harvey. If you want to go Caleb Johnson, either way, like I can go either way there. But I'm definitely taking a Mecca and the running back because we have back-to-back picks, so I'd be okay with that. I would take a Mecca higher just because he deserves it.
So this would be if the Josh Allen trade went through?
Went through, yeah. So we had 1.7, 1.8, 2.5, and 2.8, along with 3.6. So I know some people's eyes, Garrett, were losing it, but like if JJ McCarthy turns into QB1, like that's a massive win for us, like an absolutely massive win for this team. And if we're really trying to turn the corner, like those are the gambles we got to take, right? Because otherwise we're not winning Josh Allen anyways.
All right, so if this is the case, then we get Quinshawn.
Yeah, see, I can see this go this way. And then if we got Tucker Kraft, I would double down on the running backs here, Garrett. Like,
I would too. Take the one you like more between Harvey and Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, whoever you like more. Obviously, Garrett likes Caleb Johnson more. I like RJ Harvey more because of their situation. So I could go either way. If you want to take Caleb Johnson, that's fine. If you want to take RJ Harvey, either way. We always end up with RJ Harvey because I always win this argument. But let's say this person thinks like Garrett. So go ahead and give him Caleb Johnson, even though I would recommend RJ Harvey. Better draft capital, better situation overall.
All right. So then this would put us in the spot where I think, Mason Taylor's still on the board. That's the dream. I would love to get Mason Taylor there. I think that's the perfect scenario for this team.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think that's definitely the move there to get Mason Taylor. And I'm really so. Then we come back.
What about Dylan Sampson here with getting Judkins? Does his value pop up a little?
Yeah,
bit
with us
higher,
having Judkins, I some people might not like that move, Garrett, but like I wouldn't mind that move at all. That'd really lock up our running back room and have the backup like for long term on the same contract situation.
On a normal team, I would 100% agree. This one's tough though because they're such shallow rosters, and if they don't have a taxi squad, it's really hard to hold like handcuffs.
Yeah, but I don't think like this situation. I think with Kevin Stefanski going back to running his 12 personnel.
Look at this waiver wire.
Oh, geez, Dak Prescott's out there. Holy cow!
Oh, no way.
It's a 1 QB. So if
It's
that's
so
the case,
shallow.
I'm using some crazy fab to get him on my team, especially if I'm trading Josh Allen. I'm
That
using some
really
crazy
makes
fab.
a Josh Allen trade. We're definitely not getting 2-8 because you can just pick up Dak. That doesn't even make sense. Cedric Tillman in a waiver wire.
There's plenty of people that don't believe in it.
Can we go to tight ends first of all and see if we can find this dude a tight end better than Okanakwo?
Komet's on there. Strange.
I'd add Strange.
dude.
would be better.
Dude. Drop Okanakwo and pick up Strange.
Sinet
Like,
would be.
No,
He
spend
has
Brent
bigger-
Strange 100%. That is the move. Like 100.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on around here? So quarterback. Oh, this makes it way harder to trade
Josh Allen.
Josh. Like for 1-8, we'd be lucky to get Josh.
Although somebody could have just cut him in the offseason because they have so many players and everybody could be swooping. Because really, after him, there's no other real starting quarterbacks. I mean,
okay, but why is Dak Prescott
Darnold
to be a QB1? Yeah, I can understand that in a 1 QB league and you have shallow rosters, but like,
yeah, he's the only one. So I mean, if you're the one team that doesn't get him, like there's only one team that can get him. So
okay.
we'll see.
All right. I feel way less optimistic about us getting
Making this trade happen.
Yeah. What's with the Okanakwo hate? I don't know. How about the production? Has he been a top 24 tight end?
Yeah, he has. He's been top 24. Let me.
Okay, that's tough. That's tough news to break. Okay. Yeah. It's easy that Okanakwo hate. Like, I liked his big size and move, but like, dude, he's got zero production coming of fantasy football value. Like, you're better off just streaming tight ends than having Okanakwo in your roster. So we're definitely not getting 2-8. So I think this is kind of a moot point. Just go ahead and take Kyle Williams for that team, I guess, the best player, but we're not getting them. If we did, like, yeah, I would totally take Dylan Sampson there, I guess. But like, I understand.
Does that change how you treat your picks in this league?
Yeah, I don't want them.
Like, other than your first round pick, just move on.
And then mid-second, anything later than a mid-second, like they're almost just not even worth it anymore.
Yeah, because you're not raw. Where are you gonna put it? Like, again, like now it makes even more sense. Like, what are you gonna do with all these draft picks, dude? Like, you need to like, yeah, I'd be selling. It makes more sense why so many draft picks. People don't want them on the roster. They have nobody to cut, right? So they just trade them away for either future picks or down the road. I'm definitely taking Quinshon Junkins, Mason Taylor are the picks if you don't make any moves. I would like, if this is the point, like I might even be willing to throw in a player with Josh Allen, like one of those. Like, okay, first of all, I'm cutting Rashad White for Cedric Tillman or Dak Prescott, and I'm cutting Okanakwo for, or I'm cutting from Ben Sinnott
Strange.
even. Yeah, I'm cut 100% cutting Okanakwo for Brenton Strange. I would cut Rashad White for Dak Prescott, Cedric Tillman, or Ben Sinnott. That's pretty easy as well. Besides that, yeah, the rest are Turdberg, so let him go.
For what it's worth, his two best seasons were tight end 21 and tight end 25.
Yeah. So I was pretty close. He's only been a tight end, top 24 tight end once. And if you're if you're tight end 21, man, that's like me showing the Victoria's Secret bash, thinking like I fit in. Like I just don't. I'm an outsider. Yeah.
All right. So I mean, I think all of this is pretty simple. If you can, if your league is going to value Josh Allen enough, because remember, he is a difference maker. At this point, Dak Prescott, many don't view him that way. I still see him as a very good quarterback, but he's still not a true difference maker when we're looking at Jaden Daniels, Lamar, and Josh Allen. So if you can make that kind of move, great. If not, do the best you can. But then tight end wise, we're looking at guys like Isaiah Likely, Tucker Kraft, drafting Mason Taylor. Like we're trying to get some young assets in the tight end room, and then evaluate your running backs in season and see and just kind of see where you're at. If you're in a good spot, then go ahead and keep going, try to make the playoffs because you don't have your pick. But if not, trade those guys, get a bunch of second round picks. They'll help you in the future.
Yeah.
All right.
Phonetics.
Okonkwo.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't speak Okonkwo. You ever hear me try to talk in regular words? Jeez, man.
I was gonna say I don't think Judkins has ever gotten the D in his name. It's only been the N.
We get so many good comments about that guy's name.
Who?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Judkins.
Quinton Judkins.
Yeah.
It's the N that you always put in there. There's no N.
Oh, I say Junkins instead of Judkins.
Junkins. Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys know what I'm talking about. This is the most important thing. This kind of you said this. You know what I'm talking about. You know, I mean, come on. Like you say, people call me, "Hey, Dick." Like I know they're talking to me because my name's Richard. You know what I mean? Like, same thing. Or people call me Rich. Like, like I hate when people call me Rick, but sometimes I understand. My name's not Rick.
Oh, you get called Rick sometimes?
Oh, and it drives me nuts. I hate it.
Wow. I've never thought of a Rich as a Rick. All right.
It's silly nonsense talk, but people are silly. I get it. Be silly.
People are.
All
right. Luke has a trade question for us. 10-team PPR, no tight end premium. He has the 102, which is Hampton for him. He's got a 26 first, 2-2 for London. I'm a little confused on that because there's no world unless I'm a little confused on that. So I'm going to need you to clarify that because I don't know if that's a trade. Oh, wait. Are all of these together?
Yeah, it's a trade. So it's 102, 26 first, and 202 for London, Aaron Jones,
London,
26 second.
Got it.
And a 28 first.
Got it. Okay, that makes more sense. I was very confused by this. All right, so 102. So 2 first-round picks, one of them being 102, and one being in the 26 class, and then 2-2. And then he would get in return, he would get London, Aaron Jones, a 26 second, and a 28 first. For me, man. Oh, wait, is 104 now on here?
He's got 104 too, is what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
So that means he can get like Trevion Henderson, most likely. If not, he's not there though. Like his say Trevion because being 1 QB, there's a chance Trevion goes 3. But there's a chance he gets him. That's a hefty haul to pay for London.
I like London, but I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, honestly, it's a 2-2 because that's literally 112 being a 10-man league. So you're giving up almost 3 first. Now he does get a 28 first back,
which is really nice, but that's so far away.
How close is Hampton and London for you? Like in a start?
I think in my rankings, I have them like 7 spots apart. I'd have to go look, but I think it's like 7-8 spots apart. My ranking, so they're not drastically different.
No, like a round lower, and that's what I'm saying. You're like, I know it sounds silly, and it's being kind of I would say keep Aaron Jones, and I'm gonna keep 2-2.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay pat. It's interesting to get Drake London, but I mean you already have solid wide receivers. You got Neighbors at the top, Marvin Harrison Jr., Pickens, Jameson Williams, Worthy, Waddle. Like that's a good wide receiver room, and most of those guys are players that we expect to maybe take a step forward in it. So, I mean,
he's got upside there, but like with 1-4, yeah, I
and
get
what he
it.
needs most is probably running back. Honestly,
Yeah,
look at this team: Walker, Swift, Mixon, Wright.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like that's what your biggest need is. And as much as I love London, I know it sounds stupid to say 2-2 is a hang up for me, but it really is kind of the hang up for me. But outside of that, it is also like your biggest need is that running back. Kenneth Walker cannot stay healthy with the oblique issues. Swift offers some upside. Mixon, we don't even know if he's going to start the season healthy. It's kind of a really murky situation. Then bringing Nick Chubb, they trade up for Woody Marks there. I love Jalen Wright, but it's not set in stone. And Garrett's right. You have so much upside So you have Neighbors, which is a lock, and Marvin Harrison, which obviously we love his upside. Pickens offers a lot of upside. Jamison Williams is nice. Jalen Waddle offers a ton of upside this year. And obviously now Xavier Worthy with that Rashid Rice news is another massive upside to at least start the season. So you're pretty good at receiver. I think Drake London would really change that room and give you at least in position to trade one of those receivers for a running back or future first. But I think having Trevion Henderson and Amario Hampton added to that room is better than adding London to the room for me, Garrett. But I think I would consider it if I can get rid of Aaron Jones and get rid of the 2-2. Because then at 2-2, I could get like a solid upside receiver in like Jaden Higgins or someone along those lines.
The part that I hear you, the part that's harder for me is the 26 first and the 28 first. Like I would like to just get rid of those. Like, could I give 102 and 202 and just for London, basically? Can I give 102 and 202 for London? If I can do that, then I do it. If I can't, then I won't.
102 and 202 for London. And I would be willing to throw my 26 second for that as well.
Okay. All right. Because, yeah.
Then like you keep 28 first. Yeah, I get it. Keep your 28 first, and I'll keep my 26 first, bro. Like,
yep.
Exactly. It's not a deal you need to make, right? But like it's close. It's close, but your biggest need is Hampton. With this Najee Harris news, him starting the season so far, like on the pup the eye, we have no idea how that's going to translate and how long it go. Like there right now is like, oh, we expect him to return soon. Oh, he has 108.9 too. Yeah. So there you're probably looking at Caleb Johnson.
Receiver.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb Johnson
or RJ Harvey. So he could really change. So that if he doesn't make that dude trade Gary, he's getting Trevion Henderson, one of those running backs, and Drake London. And I think Drake London is like, that's the thing. Drake London to me is like a for sure difference maker, right? Like everything else is like upside. So if I can make that deal, like it's close for me, but like that 2-2 is my hang up, or like Garrett said at 26 first. I don't think it's 26 first is gonna be too high. I don't ever mind trading away for somebody's 28 first because it really is like a crapshoot. That team could be absolutely terrible by then. Like, you don't know. So it's like those are fun picks to get like way down the future.
Lottery
like,
scratch offs.
It's my favorite thing to do in Dynasty. Like when I trade with a legit contender, like I don't even want their first next year because it's going to be that's like at that point in the season, like you're giving them a better player. They're already a playoff team. That's already in cement. Like, why do you want some late random first? Like, I'd rather take a 27 or a 28 first if you feel comfortable to leave. If you play like a my FFPC, you know what I mean? Like, trade away for the future because you're just in a better spot to get. No matter what, you're probably going to move up in draft picks. Definitely with next year being a later class. So that does for me. I know Garrett's a little bit more soft on it, Lucas, but I think it was the name. I would just kind of like get off. Like Garrett said, if I can move off that 26 first and tell him to keep his 28 first, I'd be doing that. Tell him to keep Aaron Jones and you'll keep 2-2. I'd rather do that as well. Because that would give you London and then Trevion and Caleb or RJ Harvey. And that's a pretty good spot for because it almost fixes running back room, but then you're adding that alpha to your team. And then Garrett with that receiving core, he'd have such deep receivers. Like he could easily move. If any, like we said, upside, right? If any of the upside hits, if all that hits, like now he's moving for future 27 first anyways and kind of set that reload phase, right? Stay away from 26, get 27, get you multiple firsts in 27. So when you're like, your team is actually young still and contending, you'll be in a massive spot to reload or trade those alpha picks for like true legit players. Definitely one of those turns into a higher end on pick because you'll get a really good player there.
All right. Well, before we go into our next roster rescue here, I want to tell you guys real quick, if you guys want to use the tools that we're using on the screen, or you want to get extra podcasts, or you want to watch these college players before they get into the league, then go ahead and make sure that you type in code roster rescue, and we're going to give you 15% off the entire GM bundle, So head over there. Roster rescue is the promo code. It's the best way to get all the tools that you'll need to get your season going. All right. Pete.
You paused perfectly there, so I could have put the nuke right there, but I had to wait until you started talking again.
Until I started
you know?
talking again. It was
Yeah,
perfect.
that's
Yeah,
professionalism.
All right. This is a 1 QB PPR league here. We have Jaden Daniels and Tua at quarterback, Jahmyr Gibbs, Travion Henderson, Chase Brown, Jalen Wright, Jarquez Hunter, Jerome Ford at running back. Wide receiver, we got CeeDee Lamb, Lad McConkey, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Terry McLaurin, Stephon Diggs. And tight end, we've got TJ Hawkinson and Isaiah Likely. So our draft has already happened this year. We do not have our first next year. We are kind of all in mode. We also do not have our first or second in 2027. So we don't really have many picks until 2028. So we are right now in second place dynasty wise, but in contender mode, we are in fourth. So there's definitely a clear line here. That's funny. Teams 5 through 10 are basically all identical as far as like, we're not very good. So they're going to be like fighting for those 2 last spots. But then there's 4 teams that are kind of legit contenders. So Rich, for you right now, when you're looking at 10-team leagues are always tough because more teams think they're in it than they are. And as we can see here, this is going to be a problem in this league because there's nobody out of it playoff wise. All of these teams could make the playoffs. So that could make trading pretty difficult unless we can really convince somebody that, hey, you know what? Just push things in. So I would say here for me, when looking at this team, we're solid at quarterback and a 1 QB. We have a very solid tight end in TJ Hawkinson. We're really good at wide receiver for a contender, but running back is a little bit unproven overall. So, Rich, is that the position that you're going to be attacking?
Yeah, 100%. You read my mind here. That's exactly where I'm going. We're so deep at receiver. I'm going to try and package a receiver with Chase Brown and upgrade my running back room. I would love to look behind us at like these teams that are 5 and 6 that are kind of close, that need a little bit more depth and see what they have here. Obviously, this guy has no running back help.
A little background. By the way, this is his birthday gift to himself. So
happy
birthday. Good for
I
you.
love that. That's dope.
He also has a trade lined up that is exactly kind of what you're saying. So he's giving up Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Wright, and a 27th third for Kamara and Keon Coleman. What do you think about that?
I don't love it.
Okay.
Say it one more time.
So it's Jerry Jeudy, Wright, and a 27 third for Kamara and Keon Coleman.
I don't love it.
Yeah, because right now I'm still taking Jerry Jeudy above Alvin Kamara despite the need.
I love Jalen Wright's upside, so like I'd rather gamble on that than give up Jeudy. I think we could do better. I'd decline.
Think you can too.
Yeah, for somebody's just trying to pass us
Not a
off.
bad offer.
Kamara. Yeah, and then they nerve to ask us for a third on top. I don't think so, nerds. This team ain't doing any favor. Can we go to team 6?
Yeah.
Oh, this is better.
His wide receiver room is needing some help.
Yeah, it
It
is.
does need some help, and that's where we're pretty strong at. We could use some help at tight end too.
Josh Jacobs.
That's the guy that caught my eye because you're not getting Omari in Hampton. He'll be too expensive. James Conner's such a short window player, unless I'm getting him and Benson. So yeah, I think Josh Jacobs is a guy I'd be interested in though, and kind of look at some of our tight end and wide receiver depth.
I'm not messing with our tight end depth. I only have 2, so I'm not going to mess with that, but I'm definitely going to mess with our receiving depth. This guy he might like the upside of Downs, Myers, Buka. Like I don't mind that depth there.
But you can tell he's more of a rebuilder. Like these guys are not.
Yeah. It's tough there. Like I wouldn't even mind like throwing him a receiver and just try and get the James Conner, Trey Benson stack even.
Ooh.
Like
So
Josh
have again. Would
again,
you
we're not
go ahead.
It doesn't like we don't necessarily need that because we have Chase Brown. Like what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to get a little bit more like security at running back outside of Chase Brown. So like I'm trying to shoot
Would you pair Chase Brown with a receiver to get?
Yeah,
an
that's what
elite
I'm
guy?
trying. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm trying to do. Like, so like team 2, like they're a contender higher, which means they must have really good names here. This is
This is the team that wants to move Alvin Kamara.
It's
okay.
kind of a weird move for this team. That trade.
Yeah, unless they're worried that they're not a contender anymore.
Our listens are showing he really likes Jalen Wright like me. Well, that's weird. Like he's like even his receiver like upside is like he's got like for 2025 he's fine. He's got Zay Flowers and Tevin Gillen. Like he doesn't even need Judy.
What about team 6 and
team
7?
10?
What do we got? Okay, team 10. That's fine.
So yeah, all these teams are in the same boat.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that. Is there one of these teams that have a real difference making running back? Okay, we're not getting Genty. I don't really love Kyron. What's team 6 have? Oh, that was
Go back. Go to the Junkins news. I just got Junkins for a 27 first, late first, straight up. You know how much I love the 27 class, but somebody's like, who wants Junkins in the league? They want to get him off his roster. And I was like, I do. And all I had was 20. I had two 27 first. And I was like, yeah, I'll give up Junkins for a late 27 first. I don't care about here. So like right here, like, okay, so here's what I'm interested. He's good at receiver too. We have no draft picks. Man. So who's our depth here? We got nobody offer, like, because we want to give these people the illusion, like, okay. Can we go back this team? That team again? What I would at least offer for Junkins, Sampson.
Sorry, I'm bringing up the trade calculator.
Yeah, the hard part is he has wide receivers because a guy that's like, I think he's trending in the right direction and people are starting to catch on a little bit. Like, could you do a Jalen Waddle straight up for Quinshon Judkins? I doubt it, but like you might only have to give a little bit of extra to make something like that happen.
I think with the news, that's very possible.
I think it's worth a try. I think that's worth a try.
Too. I'd start there. If I had to get fancy with it,
I would have a 26 second that we could throw in.
Okay. I would first just start here, you know what I mean, and see with the news if it gets it done. Because if not, like I'd also be interested in like giving. Again, I wouldn't mind for just a couple of weeks. Like if we had to throw in like made this guy feel like he's kind of like if we can get Dylan Sampson for Quinshon Judkins, or if we can get Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, like I would throw in Chase Brown and Waddle if we can get like a receiver back as well here. Like if that like was able to move the needle, because I could wait 6 weeks, 7 weeks for if I definitely have Dylan Sampson for.
I mean, if we could get Jordan Addison, I doubt we would be able to though.
But Chase Brown's a big. I mean, I think we could get Jordan. That's the first thing that popped in my head, like a Jordan Addison back. Because we're giving up Waddle, and then once you throw Chase Brown in there, like I think Chase Brown, like people will be excited to get Chase Brown.
Oh, with Chase Brown, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And so here's like, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, does it say we lose a trade by? No. So I mean, it says it's a pretty fair trade. Like, I would really like the long-term security, because I really don't think Chase Brown is a lot. Like, could he be? Did he turn in that? Yes. But like my opinion is I don't think Chase Brown's like a long-term dynasty asset. Like, or
while I'm with you on this, the hard part I would have with this deal, because on paper I'm good with it. We do not have our next 2 first-round picks. We are truly an all-in team. Judkins does not necessarily make us better as far as being all in and winning a ship.
Yeah, but Dylan Sampson's that's what we're getting. Dylan Sampson, he's going to fill that role until then.
Hopefully, but I mean Jerome Ford as well is in the equation.
Jerome Ford doesn't scare me. It's like
But we're taking speculative things versus guys that like an Alvin Kamara or somebody like that. That's more of a sure thing. This is a lot of speculation for me on trying to get a team to a championship. counting on the Browns running game is not necessarily a recipe for success. You there? Did Rich freeze up on us?
Oh, I think
I
he
think
is
he's frozen. I thought he was just
I think
thinking
he was
very
just-
deeply.
Yeah, I wonder how long he's been frozen for.
Yeah, I don't know. So for me, like, I get it. If you make that move, because on paper there's enough there to make that kind of move, I'm fine with it. But then that does amplify my desire to go after an Alvin Kamara, to go after it, because I'm not counting on those guys for 2026. Long term, could they be very good? Yes, but I'm not necessarily trusting that at this point. So for me, I am willing to make that move, but I've got to be able to get somebody else. I've got to get a Jonathan Taylor. I've got to get an Alvin Kamara. I've got to get a Josh Jacobs. I've got to get somebody else, because Chase Brown should have a very good season. I'm in on Chase Brown for 2025. I'm not in on Chase Brown long term, but I'm in on him for 2025. So that would be kind of a big a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Looking at the rest of the roster here, Jaden Daniels, obviously he's more than good enough to get the job done. So we're not touching anything there. If there's a way to upgrade at tight end, I'm at least like curious. I like TJ Hawkinson. This is a good offense. So I'm not forcing the issue. But in a 10-team league, he is just middle of the road. Whereas, if I can get a George Kittle or somebody like that, I would be interested in doing that. But I'm guessing that probably means George Kittle, because you're not getting Brock Bowers.
Kittle is on the same team with Trey McBride, and this is the Kamara team. So
Interesting. So could we get an Alvin Kamara and George Kittle?
Let's
Alvin
bring this
Kamara
up.
and let's bring this up.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So we want Kamara and we want Kittle.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
So valuation wise, you could almost give up Chase Brown plus
and TJ
someone
Hawkinson.
else.
And
I
we
mean,
might
you'd
even be able to
be-
get a little bit on top.
That's a way big overpay for this trade
Yep.
calculator right
So now that's what I was hoping for. So now let's look at the rest of his roster,
now. Okay.
because I think then we could add in somebody. Because honestly, for this season, I would take Alvin Kamara and George Kittle over TJ Hawkinson and Chase Brown. I get it that they're younger, they're the more long-term assets. But those are the two guys that they can help put me over the top this year. Like, those two players can take me from like being fourth and, hopefully don't lose first round kind of thing to like, oh crap, this team's for real. Then if you're able to add in and this is going to be the hard part, because this team is a contender as well. But I would be interested in telling them like, hey, you're a really good team. You're going to win it this year. Give me your first and 26. So that's
That was
the
the other
piece that I'm
thing.
looking for.
That was the
What's
other
that?
thing he was mentioning, is he is looking for potential ways to get draft capital back. Are you going hard in the paint to win the championship this year?
I mean, yeah, honestly, yeah,
'Cause
because you
this
look
is
at our
some-
team, we don't have draft capital for years.
Yeah.
So if we
And
can then add a
we do
first to
have-
that, go ahead, Pete.
Yeah. McLaurin and Diggs. I mean, the running back room is nice and young, but the wide
This would make
receiver
us a
room's
little bit
gonna
older,
age out
'cause
pretty fast.
Adding Kittle, adding Kamara, that is gonna age us a little bit. But we do have enough young assets. Like McConkey's gonna last us a while. CeeDee Lamb's gonna last us a while. In that deal, we would be moving Jalen Waddle, so he would be gone. But we still have Devonta Smith as part of this team as well.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I
Rich.
think That's the move I'd like to make. Rich, just to get you back up. Basically, I was saying I like that move, but I'm not trusting the Browns running back room to help me win a championship this year. So if I'm making that move, I'm making an additional move on top. I'm going back to that Alvin Kamara owner. And here's what I'm doing. I'm giving up TJ Hawkinson and Chase Brown. And I'm getting George Kittle. I'm getting Alvin Kamara and his first. So that way, that gives us the two more than likely better players for the 2025 season, plus the future assets, which this team does not have any of. And they can decide whether to move that asset or to keep it. That's up to them.
Yeah, I like that deal. I was at, before my internet went out, which has been doing for the last, I don't know, since we did that Matt Harmon interview. I pay for the highest internet I could possibly get for the business I'm in. These bastards keep trying to take me down, but now I'm connected to my phone and the man won't stop me. I was going to say, like, I think with that original deal, I think we could get a little bit more if we threw in Chase Brown outside of the, like, just the Quinshawn, Dylan Sampson and future thing. But I like what you have here. Like, I'm totally comfortable with. Like, that makes me feel warm inside. So I like that deal as well. Some people are like, oh, it's gross. You're giving up all these assets for a late 26 first. Again, I'd prefer a 27 first since we don't have our own 27 first. I want a piece of that class.
Sure.
I would prefer the 27 first over the 26 because, again, we know this first is going to be late, right? So it kind of goes back to that. Like, I'd rather gamble on the Bengals and a running back and get a 27 first instead. Obviously, Kittle can easily outproduce Hawkinson. Kittle, year in, year out, on a points per game basis, is a top 3 guy every single year, number 1 overall last year. And Kamara could definitely do better than Chase Brown in 2025. It's a very open possibility. So I like this trade a lot as well, Garrett, to keep kind of going forward. And then the big thing here is we're adding some draft capital back to our team as well. We're losing that young running back. So was this on top of doing that Quinshawn deal?
In theory, although originally Chase Brown was part of the Quinshawn deal, so we'd have to like finagle it a little bit to make it happen. But there's still a deal to potentially be made there.
Yeah, I think the deal is like you offer Waddle, and then worst case, you throw in that second or late 26 second. Like if you had to, like who cares?
Yep.
To get Quinshawn.
Yep.
I would definitely do that because you need definitely get up Chase Brown. You need to use that running back. Like you need it. Otherwise, you're dead in the water going to 27, most likely.
And one wide receiver piece that I kind of keep glossing over is we have Devonta Smith as well. So that really kind of helps ensure things if we were to get rid of a Jalen Waddle. We still have Devonta Smith there, and then some older guys like Terry McLaurin and Stephon Diggs on top of CeeDee Lamb and Lad McConkey. So we're going to be just fine in the wide receiver room.
Yeah, we have Judy. So
Judy.
I would offer him if he doesn't want Waddle, like, hey, I'll do the same deal for Devontae Smith, like, straight up for Quinshawn Junkin to keep it. I think that makes you feel better. But I definitely want to get Quinshawn on my team and take advantage of that. I've only been able to take advantage of one league of getting Quinshawn because of the news, and I'll take it. I said a 27 first was an easy give for me in that league. Definitely as a contender. So yeah, I think that's a move, Garrett. I think a couple moves like that, like he said it, that was his goal. Try to better your running back situation. It is always hard in a 10-man league in situations like this when people feel like they're contenders, because you have to be very careful of what you give up and what you get back, because there's no room for error with having no draft picks. So like you can't. That's why I don't love the Kamara trade. Like you can't handicap yourself for just one player, because you could potentially set yourself back for a couple of years here by making that move, and then you're blowing everything up. Definitely how deep your team is. So I like both those scenarios. If we could do a double trade like that, that's a great move.
Absolutely. All right, on to the next.
Yeah, really fast on that trade with the 27 first.
Mm-hmm.
How much more are you willing to put on top of that for Judkins, or are you just
Judkins is in a different deal.
Yes, but let's say you did this trade first.
Okay.
Would you
and then we're going.
I guess the goal was to get rid of.
I don't think I want to do this trade first. I don't think I could.
We want to get rid of a receiver. Yeah, okay. We want to give up a receiver to get Quinshawn. That's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, this trade would really worry me without adding that young running back first.
Okay, so get Judkins first, and then do this trade next.
Yeah. Again, these are trades that were
Okay.
presented. It does not mean they're going to go through, right? But again, this is our job on these shows to kind of
Gives you
present
ballpark of
offers
ideas.
to it. Yeah, and kind of like it opens the door of like the framework of what you're doing, right? Like if you get a color by number pitcher, like it could tell you, hey, 1 is blue, 2 is green, but you can make whatever you want, right? You can go a little Vincent Van Gogh in there. You could do a little even Jackson Pollock if you want to just throw the numbers to the wind. So yeah, it's a good framework, but I think that's a move here for this team.
Absolutely. All right, on to the next.
Although we're both colorblind, Rich, so neither of us would know what the color
That's true.
Exactly.
I'm the only
That's
one
why I need color by
that can
numbers.
actually-
They can tell me. And then, but we got to put the numbers on the paint color too. You can't just assume. It's like I got to play Wordle. I like play Wordle every morning. That's like what I do. Real quick. Like it has to be on colorblind mode. Otherwise, I don't know if I have the right letter or the wrong letter to me.
Nailed
that's funny.
it.
Yeah, it's
That'd be funny if
I like
you
color,
got that
things
you
that
got it
don't
right,
have
but every
colorblind
letter
modes
was
really
wrong.
they upset me because I can't see colors like everybody else. I'm handicapped.
All right, we've got another nuke here. Creighton Jones. We've got what is this? 12 team, 1 QB PPR. So 3 straight 1 QB teams that we've had in a row here. Yeah, you don't see that as often, but I like it. All right,
In
so
your home league.
and those are the best. Those are the best. I love
home
the
leagues.
home league.
Are the
Yes.
best leagues.
All right, so at quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Drake May, Jalen Milroe, Kirk Cousins, Dylan Gabriel. Running back, we've got a young running back stud here in Ashton Genty, but then it falls off a bit. We're down to J.K. Dobbins, Jalen Wright, Jordan Mason, Jordan James, Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler. Wide receivers, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Lad McConkey. That sounds like a Rich Dotson lineup right there. Emeka Buka, Jack Besh, Darnell Mooney, Pat Bryant. And then at tight end, Cade Otton, Terrace Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, Mike Gesicki. Draft pick wise, we have a first in 2026. It is not our own, but we do have a first in 2026, and we have a first our own in 2027. We are in 3rd place in dynasty mode, and then in contender mode, we are in 5th. So
What's up, Jared?
we kind of have my boy Jay back hanging out in the chat. We've got 4 teams that really look like contenders, and then we're kind of in the rest of everybody else right now. So, Rich, are we trying to make that turn? Because obviously we had some draft picks. We added Ashton Genty. That's a nice addition, but we still have a long way to go in the running back department to be a legitimate contender. We have a long way to go in the tight end department to really become a legit contender. So, Rich, are we trying to push things in for this year? Because we don't have our 26 first. We have our 27 first. We don't have our 26 first. Are we trying to push things in for this year? Or are we still making it work even with not having our first?
Yeah, my first instinct for the Stroud Boys being the 3rd ranked contender team is I'm just gonna go ahead and see what I can do by moving that 26th first and just acquiring a running back from one of these teams. Obviously, we finished with unless we gave up our own picks next year to move up to get Ashton Genty, that or we had the 1-1. I'm going to assume that we used all those draft picks to move up to get Genty, and we were probably in that range. So can we just look at the running back room? Like start at running back, like a team 9 looks pretty deep at running back.
Devon
Chan. Okay.
That's an interesting name.
H-Hand for a first.
Rich, while we're looking, can I throw out an idea?
Yeah.
Right now, and this is all going to come down to your confidence level, but right now, to me, Jalen Hurts is not quite a difference maker in a 1 QB. He's a good quarterback, but I see him more as quarterback 4, 5, 6, so closer to like middle of the road than I see him as 1, 2, 3. With Drake May as our backup, would you consider seeing if somebody's willing to pay just market value for Jalen Hurts?
Well, I'd like to include, I like where you're going with this, and I would like to include him in a package with that first to kind of get a quarterback back and a running back back, and let the eyes of Jalen Hurts kind of add to that first. Because a lot of times it is hard to get a first, and that kind of puts us a little bit more in a contenders role. Like that the team one overall, like who's their quarterback? Can we just start with let's just see if a contender needs a quarterback.
Lamar.
Definitely does not.
Lamar, no.
Definitely
Bo
does not.
Nix. Number 3.
Maybe.
Probably not, but maybe.
Nix and Stroud. Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. Nope. Nope. One QB, it's gonna be harder.
Yep.
Probably not.
This team could use a quarterback. That last team.
Go back to that team. Yeah, the last team. Because I his running back room's not very good either, though. It's a problem.
It's not. It's really not. Where's his value? Because all of these players are not that great. Trey McBride. There it is.
Like I'd obviously take Trevor Lawrence here and move off Jalen Hurts, but like I'd want, a running back. Like
Derrick Henry, I mean, he's an interesting name, but it's obviously such a short shelf life.
Yeah.
That's probably not enough for me.
Keep going down the list.
What's our wide receiver situation again, too?
Very strong.
Yeah,
not deep. Not deep. Like, nothing to really like if we're just trying to flip, like Garrett, like if we're trying to flip off this team, like to get like way more draft capital and reload, like then Genty's the move here, right? Like Genty with Jalen Hurts is the move compared to that first. I would personally want to keep Genty with that core of running backs. Like that's what I'm trying to move, like Jalen Hurts and that first. It's just gonna be hard to move Jalen Hurts. Like this guy.
Now, if we were to, because I do think we could go either direction with us not having our own 26 first. If you were to go into a situation where you're trusting Drake May, which is a risky ask, I will admit that's a risky ask. Although you could insulate that risk by adding Jared Goff, he wouldn't be expensive or whatever. But if you were to do that, if you're to add a Derrick Henry and a Mike Evans or somebody like that, all of a sudden, you're now talking with the big dogs.
Yeah, but we don't even need Mike Evans.
We need something else.
I know, but Mike Evans isn't even starting a roster.
Oh, sorry. Who was I thinking? Cortland Sutton or okay, Mike Evans was on this one. That's why it threw me.
Yeah. So like,
or this team even Alvin Kamara and Mike Evans.
Yeah. So this
Calvin
is where
Ridley.
like if we can offer him Jalen Hurts. Again, the problem is like once we have to running back, this guy's got no running backs. Like what's he?
If he's in rebuild, what's his pick situation? Oof.
Doesn't have his 27 first.
Do we have his 27 first? Is that the one we have? Or no, we have somebody's 26 first.
The Stroud boys. This is that one.
Well, the fact that he doesn't have a 27 first tells us he might be willing to deal here because he wants to kind of win. But we can't. The problem is we can't get the running back we covet here. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
Yeah.
So we need to find something that can give up the running back.
I'm still on that team that we looked at with Derrick Henry. I'm not off that team. Like if we're able to do
Jalen Hurts and that 26 first. Or would you say, hey, here's Jalen Hurts? No. Jalen Hurts, 26 first. And we get Lawrence, Henry. It's not enough. This is the thing. We're not getting enough back, right?
do you would Swift and a receiver? Well, and we don't have to include the first. It could just be Jalen Hurts and whatever.
But I mean, in one QB, and a guy's more like again, like what's? I mean, I wouldn't do that. One QB, like, dude, what am I giving up Derrick Henry for? Like, I'm out of it for Jalen Hurts. I mean, I would do that 100%. I would give Jalen.
He might do it if he doesn't think he's a contender. He might give Trevor Lawrence and Derrick Henry for Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is the much better long-term asset. I think you could get more. Yeah, I think you could get more on top of it even.
And Henry did just sign an extension there in Baltimore. He's a tank.
Add DeAndre Swift. I think you might be able to get Henry, Swift, and Lawrence for Jalen Hurts. And now because
we might have to throw a little something on top.
Okay, I'll throw. We don't have a third, but I'll throw a player that's the equivalent of a third on top. Darnell Mooney.
Okay.
Can we get anybody that's gonna move the needle for him?
Jordan Mason, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Wright.
No, we need
What
Jordan
you
About
Mason.
like
if
right a
he
lot.
counters with J.K. Dobbins.
No, because we need J.K. Dobbins in one of those. Like we need one of those third running backs to hit for our depth. Like we don't have any.
I think
room
it's
for error.
Mooney. I think Mooney's the 3rd round pick.
If you get in Swift and Henry back. Okay.
That's true. I guess we don't need Dobbins as much if we're getting Swift and Henry.
No, we don't need him as much.
I
But
was
why
still
would you
trying
move
to
the
get
needle?
this up, though.
Yeah, I would start there. But I mean, honestly, like Lawrence and Henry. Like, would you rather have Lawrence and Henry or Lawrence and Swift and like gamble for like? It's probably the same shelf life, to be honest with you. So I'd probably just take Henry and try and
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, try to get a top 5 type season as opposed to hoping for a top 15 type season.
I just think that asking for Swift and burying his running back room really kind of like one QB league doesn't really overly excite this dude. That'll be because he doesn't have his 27 first, right? This is a team that doesn't have his 27 first.
Do we have any other young players that he would be interested in? Oh, Jack Besh. I like
He
Besh.
does have a
but
27 first.
He doesn't, right? Yeah, I think we'd be
does.
more interested. Oh, he does.
Oh, he
So
does have a
that's-
He
27
has
first.
2 firsts. Actually.
Yeah, Gary, I think
27
instead of
first.
offering Darnell Mooney, I think to get this deal done, we probably have to offer like Jack Besh, like offer him that.
And I'm fine doing that.
Yeah,
I
me too,
like
100%.
Besh, but he's a total gamble.
Yeah, 100%. He doesn't block me from doing anything whatsoever. So I would do that. Yeah, this is the offer I would present.
Yep. And it looks like we're losing the trade on paper, but you have to factor in if Lawrence improves at all, or if Drake May becomes the player that we think he could be, he could put up similar numbers to Jalen Hurts this year. So I don't think we're really losing as much as it looks like on paper with it being a 1 QB league. This is Superflex is a completely different conversation, but with it being a 1 QB league, I don't think we're really losing much by losing Hurts.
Who has RJ Harvey? I wonder if we could like interest the Harvey owner
In Dobbins?
in Dobbins just to like make him feel better.
This
It
guy.
seems
There
like
he is. Yeah, he might be interested.
Would you do? What about? Okay, what about?
Elvis picks.
Would you offer him Jalen Wright or Jalen Hurts and Jack Besh for and Dobbins? No. I wonder if we can get like RJ Harvey off that team.
Oh, you're on your own on that one. You know, I'm not.
He's
Going
deep
after
on
him.
he's deep on running back. No, but no. Then we asked for like Baker back.
I mean, we can, but right now I'm not like overly worried about the quarterback I get back because in my mind, I'm playing for Drake May. Like, so if it's a quarterback that's gonna cost me a lot, like
It's
I'd
not
rather-
gonna, no, but we're getting RJ Harvey back though. So we're getting a young running back, right? Instead of Derrick Henry,
Mhm.
and we're getting a much better quarterback back, fantasy wise right now than Trevor Lawrence. So we'd be getting Baker back, and we're offering him. He has Pat Mahomes, but over the last couple of years, Pat Mahomes hasn't been elite. So he's getting that quarterback that's elite. I know Baker was last year, so that could really kind of nix the deal. But again, Jalen Hurts is a big time name, being a top 3 guy. Like, hey, give us RJ. He's got the running back depth to afford it, and that would give us 2 really young running backs. And right, if Drake May falls back right at all, we still have Baker. That like it's not.
I
really,
would be
to
open.
me, a massive downgrade.
I would be open to this. He might have a hard time doing it because he probably just used a first on Harvey, so he might have a hard time doing it. But I'd be open to that. The only thing that's a little bit more like hesitant to me is like I want to win this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully Harvey helps me win this year, but I don't have nearly the confidence that I would in a Derrick Henry helping me win this year.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting RJ Harvey long term, right? And then you have a Harvey and Dobbins, so you have the Denver situation year in, year out. The Sean Payton running back room is an elite running back asset, right? Definitely in the PPR game. So like you're almost like cementing that having Dobbins and Harvey. You have Ashton Genty, which gives you like your true elite guy, and with that receiving core, and if you can add a guy like again, this trade is way less unlikely to go down. I understand that for sure. but like I would at least try to offer it and see if it moves. Like
Mhm.
sometimes people just get really excited about and that big name, right? Like Jalen Hurts is a big name. If we're trying to capitalize on it, I think it's a possibility if the guy loves Jalen.
So let's say real quickly, because we're running out of time, but let's say real quickly, we can't move Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Are there other moves that you're looking at potentially making that could make this team better that is not giving up a quarterback?
Again, I would go back to that team. Like I'm throwing him like that 26 first. That's a contender there. Like what team was that they had?
The Stroud boys, so the third ranked team.
And that guy has. So this guy
is first.
Yeah, we have his first.
Mhm.
But that team, so say going back to that team, like so we get tight end. Who's his tight ends too, by the way? That team that we want to get Baker off of.
Oh, the Baker.
Oh, the one that's bigger.
Yeah, I just want to see who's tight ends too. Like if we could kind of like
TJ Hawkinson.
And who's our tight end? Oh, we're not getting Hawkinson. I wish he had one more tight end. That'd be
Otten.
great, dude.
Yeah, we're in a tough spot at tight end.
We're gonna roll with Gesicki or Goddard is gonna be our number one, potentially Waller. But we have Ferguson, so we're okay there too.
Gives us a long-term upside guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Listen, I think when it's all said and done in 2025, you'll be able to start one of those guys, right? On a rotation wise. So I'm okay there. Our receiving core is so and look at having Baker would also give us that mecha stack. Like I'd be willing to if we could work some of the other team too, that we want RJ Harvey with Baker, like I'd be entertaining using that first as well. So like, hey, here's Jalen Hurts. And here's Jack Bash. Here's the first on top of that as well. Like obviously we need something back, but like to get that deal done, like I would be interested in that. Because again, I don't think Jalen Hurts and Baker is a drastic drop off right now when it comes to fantasy football production. Like not drastic enough to like not get a deal to cement our running back room. I really like having J.K. Dobbins. I understand like the upside of Mason and I understand Garrett, like your point about like Derrick Henry's like more of a sure thing, but he's still going to be a 31-year-old running back that like anything can happen anytime. He's been really healthy these last couple of years, which is nice, but like any running backs a gamble. If I'm going to gamble, I'd much rather gamble on the second round pick out of Denver. And like, instead of taking a drastic step back and putting it all on May, like getting a Baker there. So like, and that first, there's something else in the team we could add.
The trade at Lawrence, which helps too.
It does, but I feel more confident in Baker Mayfield than I do Trevor Lawrence. So definitely having a Mecca. So can you go back to that one more time? Because I know we're out of time. I just want to give me one last look. I like the original offers. This is the second offer, right? That I'm trying to play with here.
Yeah, both.
Trying to do a little bit more.
If you can't move a quarterback or whatever.
So if we threw the first in, I'm just seeing if there's anything else on here that we can kind of get.
Honestly, if you threw the first in, you probably could, because we're keeping Jalen Hurts in this scenario. You could just throw in the first and best for RJ Harvey.
But like you said, he just probably used the first on him. So he's like, what's the point?
It was
right, but
you get so it was the late.
You
first.
get Bash on top.
I wish we had a second throw in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd start there. But again, I mean, I would like to. I would use Jalen Hurts for the Baker, and if I had to, like first, I'm offering that offer first to see if I can get RJ Harvey and Baker for Jalen Hurts and Jack Besh. I might even be able to probably better my receiver for this team because this team's more of a contender. So if we had like a Darnell Mooney to throw in there as well, like I'd have no problem doing that.
And honestly, if you can do this move without using Jalen Hurts, and then you can use Jalen Hurts on the RJ or on the Derrick Henry deal, best of both worlds. Now you have three legitimate running backs because I'm counting RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins as the same running back for right now. So then you have Genty, Henry, and RJ Harvey / J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, but RJ Harvey, if we do that, dude, if we just go with the guys first for RJ Harvey and Jack Besh, like I feel way more comfortable just keeping Jalen Hurts and trying to make a push for the ship, right? Because then we'd have. In my mind, I don't see Hurts and Drake May being drastically different. So that's why I want to capitalize. But other people might not be as confident in Drake May. Yeah, no, I get that for sure. But that's a lot of like fingers crossed, right? Like it's a lot. I get it. For sure. So yeah, all right. I think we have the framework set up here for some along those lines. We have a couple offers out there that we kind of mess around with. All right.
All right, on to the next. Oh, wait, we got a trade question here real quick. 109 in a third round reversal. So the format is 12 team, start 10, 0.75 PPR, and 0.5 tight end premium. I've got JJ at 109 and Puka Nacua at 204. Hampton at 304. Need to prioritize quarterback. Love Kyler Purdy at 49 or go wide receiver, running back. So for me, at the end of the day, it is always, always, always in a startup, best player available. It is always best player available. Now, the likelihood that a quarterback is your best player at 49 is very, very high. If any of those, Love, Kyler, Purdy, I would all be willing to take those guys ahead of 49. Love, I'm taking in the third round. Purdy at the beginning of the fourth. Kyler probably mid fourth. So chances are that's going to be your best available player. But worst case scenario, if not, Jared Goff's, Dak Prescott's, those kind of guys are still going to be there. If those guys are not, or if there's just a wide receiver running back that's just too good to be true that's available, that's fine. But just continue to take the best player is the route I would go. What about you, Rich?
Yeah, I'm taking, and those quarterbacks are the best player in the fourth round for me. So I'd have it ranked Love, Purdy, Kyler. I'm taking Love there, and it's 4-9, so it's coming back to you pretty quickly. And I'm hoping Purdy's there, right? If not, I could wait a little bit. Like, say there's like another running back there that I love, grab that. A tight end, because it's tight end premium. I'd be interested in round 5. And then looking at quarterback in round 6, what's available? Like you mentioned, a guy like Jared Goff, I'd be totally comfortable with there. So to me, I'm probably for sure. Again, like you said, depends on who there. Like if there's an elite tight end still there, that's I mean potentially interested in, but no other player trumps the quarterback for me. So Jordan Love is still, I think, is 26 years old, played injured last year, still looked pretty good. Love that offense, love the weapons he gave him. Jordan Love is an easy pick from there at 4-9. And then honestly, I would, like you, I'd be comfortable with Purdy as well. But I'm hoping when it comes back to me that Purdy's there. If he is, he's the pick. If not, I would be looking at tight end, running back, receiver.
Or Jared Goff, Dak Prescott type guy is fine as well.
I'm waiting though. Because that's the case. I'm gonna let it come back to me for one of those guys, because one of those guys would be there most likely in the 6. I mean, if this is our best question here in the 4th, the 6 is still going to be abundant.
Sure.
Is this confirmed Superflex?
Oh wait, it's not even confirmed Superflex.
Because Love, Kyler, and Purdy being available at 409 makes me think that it's not, and it's not specified here.
It is not specified. Anthony, let us know. It is Superflex.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
Then easily Love or Purdy there, but I'd go Love, then Purdy. Love Purdy tight ends. Yeah, that's why they're called Purdy.
Long time no
so yeah,
to Robert.
And then like in the 5th, it really just comes down to like best player available, right? Like in the app, check it out. Ideally, the quarterback. If Brock Purdy's there, there's not going to be a better player available, right? It's not going to be.
I would not be taking Warren there personally. I can think of a lot of players that I would be taking in the 4th ahead of Tyler Warren.
Yeah, running backs, another receiver, other tight ends.
I was gonna say there might even be other tight ends. Like right now, would you take? All right, this is a good question. If you had the choice in a startup, you don't know what direction you're going. This team looks like it's got a good start though. Would Hockenson. You be? I was gonna say Hockenson or Kittle or Warren and Loveland.
But again, I think you're better off getting one of those guys in the 5th. There's gonna be a quarterback.
Somebody's got to fall.
Here's the problem: if Love, Kyler, and Purdy's not there, then you're even more apt to take a quarterback, because that means the pickings are getting slim and you need 2 of them. So I'm going quarterback. Like we talked about this before, Garrett, right? Like we're all about our new strategy in Superflex drafts. Push the quarterback unless it's something crazy. And 2, like maybe JJ McCarthy's still out there too, which again, who I love him as well. You can take him back in the 5th. I love the strategy of here going 2 receivers and a young running back, because we've really learned that the new ADP value shows you like great quarterback value in the 4th and 6th. Like that's been my new thing. I haven't done startup, but that's my new strategy I've adopted to for the summer 2025 startups. Exactly what we did here. 3 positional players, quarterback at 4, best player available at 5. Depends on the depth of the quarterback, and then going quarterback 5 or 6th round. But like I want to get 2 quarterbacks within that range. And then if there's value, like you said, now in the 7th or 8th round, there's still another quarterback available. Again, my 3rd.
Michael Penix fell. Awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Sitting there in the 9th or 10th round, Stafford's available. Some on those lines, like an older guy, even like a Sam Darnold, like dart throw. So totally doing that, but you got to grab the quarterback here. Purdy's there in the 5th. You got to take Purdy in the 5th, and then it's just smooth sailing after that. Running backs, tight ends, receivers.
Perfect. All right, on to the next roster rescue.
Okay, this is Jason's team.
Hey, we got a super flex team. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah,
we
let's
have.
go.
Not that we don't like one QB, we like them too. It's just we talk a lot of super flex. All right. Currently we have CJ Stroud, Baker Mayfield, Anthony Richardson at quarterback, running back, James Cook, Cam Scatteraboo, Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones, J.K. Dobbins, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyjae Spears. Wide receivers, we've got Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Michael Pittman Jr., Wan'Dale Robinson, Marvin Mims. Tight ends, TJ Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, Isaiah Likely, and Elijah Aurora. Right now, we basically have not moved any picks for the most part. We have our first in 2026 and our second. Looks like we might have moved our third, but other than that, we've got all of our other first round picks.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. No, we're missing. Wait, are we missing our 27 first?
We are.
Yeah, we are missing our 27 first. Okay. All right. We're in 5th place in Dynasty. Where are we at in Contender?
Third.
Right, we are in 3rd place. All right, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, if you know me, well, you should know exactly where I'm going with this. I am looking. Our running back room needs help, a lot of help. So I am looking to move CJ Stroud for a quarterback and a running back is what I'm looking to do. It looks like team 2, team 1. Let's see who's team 2's in Contender's quarterback room. Because they have a lot of running backs. Dak, Tua.
It's hard because we're in Dynasty or Contender mode right now, which is good because we want to be there to see everything. But
right out the rip, going to that team 2. Right, this is a Contender. They have Tua. I am offering them CJ Stroud for JJ McCarthy and Quinshon Judkins. Again, trying to capitalize on the Judkins news.
I would love that deal. I would love that deal.
Absolutely love that deal. So, I think that team, like he loves his quarterback 1. He feels comfortable with that roster. He's obviously got the depth at running back. Has no expectations out of Quinshon early. And CJ Stroud holds such a high name value. If we can make that move, I feel
JJ's right above Judkins there, Pete.
Okay, so it was, yep, there we go. Thank you.
Yep. So yeah, on our calculator, it's going to say you're not going to get it done. But remember, these are our rankings that they're basing them off. We rank CJ Stroud lower than most other websites are going to. So here it's going to look like that. You might take JJ straight up.
No, because it's not the value's not there. I think by the end of,
but if you had to, like, on like all cards out, like who would you be more confident in as your quarterback, JJ McCarthy or CJ Stroud?
I'd feel again. This sounds stupid because I'm basing it off nothing. Right, the guy was hurt all last year, but I think
preseason.
If you ask my opinion right now, I think the better long-term dynasty asset who has scored more fantasy points from 2025 kickoff on until the first one retires or stops playing would be JJ McCarthy.
And that's not solely based on like just pure speculation. Part of that is, this coaching staff and offense and what they do with the quarterback position.
Yes.
And then we've also seen enough of CJ Stroud to see he's going to have to throw for close to 5,000 yards to ever have a shot to be a top like 7-8 guy. So
yeah, that's Butch Davis saying, "Oh, it's my gut feeling." There's a lot behind why I believe. I mean, we've done shows. Right. We've done shows on why I believe JJ McCarthy will be a quarterback 1, like long term. Like there's tons of me talking about this. I don't want to beat it on this show to death. Like just if you listen to our shows for the last 8 months, I've been talking about maybe like since the off season how much I believe in JJ McCarthy as quarterback 1, and the reason why. 50% of it doesn't have to do with JJ McCarthy. That's to do with everything around JJ McCarthy. So big believer here. And Stroud, Stroud offers the youth here. So I think God,
This is a dream trade. I would love this.
and I think this could get done. Like
Worst
in a
case, if
lot
you
of
have to
people's
throw in a
minds.
second, okay. Like, fine.
Oh, easily throw in a second there. Like easily. Like maybe even throw in a second to make that guy feel like you've lost your mind a little bit. 26 seconds.
Because I think most people are going to be very interested in that deal.
Dude, I love that deal. So I'm offering CJ Stroud in a second for JJ McCarthy and Quinshon Judkins. And I can see that, dude. You know what I'm saying? People are like, dude, I'm getting CJ Stroud for the unproven JJ McCarthy, and I'm getting Quinshon Judkins, who he might even play in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like along those moves.
Right.
Dude, right out that's the move. That's the one that gets me. Like I come away with like I'm high-fiving myself. Like,
yep, absolutely. So I think that's the biggest move we make. Let's go back to our team, see if there's any other little tweaks, because we do have our pick in 26. We don't in 27. If like Rich, in those types of scenarios, because I want to talk a tiny bit of game theory here. In those types of scenarios where we know in 27 we don't have our first, but we know we are more of a contender window type team, especially with how we feel about the 26 class. Are you pretty open to giving up that pick and just saying, hey, I know we're all in over the next 2 years? Or are you a little more leery and wanting to play it a little more safe?
I don't know. I'm looking right at team 11. What do they got on the roster for my 26 first? Like they're deep at running back. Team 9's deep at running back. Like they're obviously not in contender mode. Like in our rankings, we don't know how they think. They just might be, I don't know. We got to see. Can you click on team 11?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to add as many running backs here as possible.
I'd love to get Gibbs. It's almost impossible to get, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're not getting Gibbs. Let's be realistic
RJ
here.
Harvey.
Yeah. I mean, dude, 26 first for either one of those running backs I'm offering right at the gate. Right at the
Real
gate.
quick, I
you
would
saying
like to
it's
see
Hubbard?
if any of these non-contending teams have an older but like top 12 type of guy that we could get, because that's really the only thing missing from our running back room, especially if we add Judkins. We have a lot of like good young upside running backs, but we don't have a ton of like proven talent and that's what could be the thing that would keep us from winning a ship potentially, is just too many young guns.
Yeah, James Cook's
team
probably
has
off this
Hall.
roster next year too. Yeah, but you're not. All we have is a first to offer, so we're like, because we're offering second
okay.
for that other deal.
Derrick Henry, Josh
Derrick Henry.
Jacobs.
Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs. Those are
This guy
interesting
sees
names.
himself as a contender, though.
Yeah, he does.
He does, but he also doesn't. He has 26 or 27 firsts. So if you can convince
This
him,
is ours.
oh, and it's our own. If you can convince him, like, hey, dude, you're risking a lot here with a lot of old assets. If one receiver gets hurt, you're in trouble. If one running back gets hurt, you're in trouble. Like, if you can talk him out of it, I think you could maybe make a deal here.
That roster tells me he thinks he could contend this year. It's super old. He's in for it. I don't think we're going to get a 26 first isn't tickling this pickle.
Maybe not, but I am at least I'm at least making him aware of he has zero depth at any position other than tight end.
As long as he's not Stevie Wonder, he should be aware. If I get it, yeah. I mean, you're knocking on the doors. Like if you're trying to be a salesman, right? So if you're 1952 trying to sell vacuums or Tupperware, like you got to go door to door here and see what you can work with. So I'm more interested in, like, again, I think Chuba Hubbard is an under, like, for the price of a first. I think a lot of people are willing to give up on Chuba, which is crazy. Like his yards after contact was really good last year, very solid.
You could
Running
probably
back.
even get a second back with him. Like you could probably get a Chuba in a second for the first even.
Maybe.
Quick
you could.
question. This team that we're doing the JJ and who else were we trading? Judkins for. He has Jonnu Smith as his tight end. That's it. And we have Pitts and Hawkinson and Arroyo. Are you trying to get anything else from this?
I would
potentially, but Pitts for me is more of a, because right now everyone's not going to give you, like, you're not getting anything for him. But if he spikes the first week or two, all of a sudden his value could skyrocket. He's more of a, like, I'm not going to get much for him now, but I'm willing to sell quickly if he starts hot.
I would throw in Pitts in this team because, again, he's still a name. This guy needs, definitely, like, when you need tight end help, even though Pitts hasn't produced, it probably glows a little bit brighter. So like if I
Better
can
than
offer this
Jonnu.
guy CJ Stroud a second, and if somehow we can get JJ McCarthy, Quinshon Judkins, and like his tight end like Aranda Gadsden back, or we keep our second. Who's his other tight ends?
Smith and Schultz and Famine.
And then, yeah, I mean, Gadsden's getting a lot of hype right now in LA. That's a wash for me. Chuba and James, same shelf life. James Cook had a better year, so probably James Cook over Chuba. Not even like probably, more certainly. I would take James Cook over Chuba. But Pitts doesn't move the needle to me at all on this team. We don't even need him, right? With having Likely, having Hawkinson, so I get the upside. Yeah. So
if it gets this trade done, you're fine with including Pitts, pretty much.
If that's what it takes, yeah.
Like even if we could yeah, I think that's, yeah. I mean, I would do that deal.
Yeah, I mean, this is more or less the same deal for me.
It's almost like I'm taking back the second too, just to start there. Like I'd even dude, let's just see if I don't
Stroud and Pitts.
You know what I mean? Like just to see. Like, because again, we're offering him the upside of Pitts. We're offering him CJ Stroud, which is his name. We're getting a running back that has a lot of question marks at this point. Not even signed. Who knows when he will sign? And then we're getting an upside tight end. Like we're shooting a gamble, which is totally fine, which is just as much of a gamble as Pitts turning around. So the big deal here is I think this more likely gets a deal done for us, Garrett, because we're offering CJ Stroud and now we're offering Kyle Pitts in a deal for this as well. Like,
yeah,
we're taking,
if that's what it takes. I have no issue with that. Totally good.
I think that deal gets more done than offering a second, don't you?
For sure. And I view those as equal value assets right now. Yeah. So whatever one he would prefer, cool.
I think that gets done. Garrett, I think that gets done.
Absolutely. I absolutely think that gets done.
Yeah. Offer that up and then walk around very happily from the midsection up.
All right. Anything else with this one?
No,
I think we're good.
Gotta get that running back, man.
All right. I'm on another level. Just put a trade question in here. I'm on another level. PPR Superflex Dynasty Startup. And I have Kyler, Chase, Marv, and Garrett. I'm guessing this is an IDP startup?
Or Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson. Okay.
Or you?
Or me. It's possible. On the clock at 5-4. And top players available are Baker, Purdy, Judkins, Rome. But I low-key want to go Emeka Egbuka. What are your thoughts? Who should I take? Look, I like Emeka Egbuka. I think he's got an amazing upside and ceiling. But right now, I would absolutely be taking the quarterback. It's Baker or Purdy, whichever one you like more. I'm fine with, but it's absolutely one of those guys for me.
Yeah, I'm taking Brock Purdy there for 100%. And then you just hope one of those guys come back to you, right? Like,
yep.
Either because if Baker comes back, then I'm tripling down on quarterback. I don't even care. But if not, there's a good chance Judkins could be there with the news. But Roma or Rebecca could be there as well. And then you take either one of those guys. I mean, you have Jamar Chase, you have Marvin Harrison, and you have Garrett Wilson. Your receiving room is totally fine. I know you want a Mecca. I would totally be leaning. I'd probably lean Judkins there if he comes back, or some other running back.
I have Judkins ahead of those guys. And he's the more likely one to fall at this point just because of the uncertainty. So he's a guy that could easily fall to you in the 6th round.
Baker's totally fine to take there too. If you like Baker over Purdy, I would just get younger and take Purdy, who's been a quarterback one every time he takes a snap from the field. So I'm taking Purdy there over Baker just to take the years. And then when it comes back to me, probably taking Quinshon Judkins. If you love a Mecca and he's there, go ahead and take your guy. But then you got to hammer running back in tight end as well. You're going to need some of those guys, but you're probably looking like a guy we mentioned, like a Chuba Hubbard. There was some older guys down there down the road as well, some upside running backs. So yeah, definitely Purdy for me. If you like Baker more, I'm totally okay with that too. But both those guys trump both those receivers and easily Quinshon Judkins.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. On to the next roster rescue here. We have Adam said, yay, I'm the next roster rescue. So he's pumped. This is a super flex league. No tight end premium, though, correct, Pete?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So we have Pat Mahomes, Drake May, and Michael Penix at quarterback. Running back wise, we're looking at Christian McCaffrey, RJ Harvey, Travis Etienne, Tony Pollard, Jalen Wright, Rashad White. Wide receivers, Ladd McConkey, Rashee Rice, Devonta Smith, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Rashid Shaheed, Stephon Diggs, Pat Bryant. And then tight ends, Tyler Warren, Isaiah Likely, Evan Ingram, Cade Otton, and Ben Sinnott. Picks wise, we do not have our first or second in 2026, but we do have our 2027 first, along with our 28 first and some random thirds thrown in there. Dennis, thank you so much, my guy. So right now, this is a 10-team league, so we're kind of right in the middle of the pack there. So, Rich, with a team like this, you're looking at our running back position. This is another team where that's probably the biggest question mark on the team is the running back position, although we could use some love at wide receiver as well. Is this a team where you say, okay, I'm going to add a piece or two because I think that puts me over the top? Or with looking at how close everything is, do you go the other direction and say, hey, I'm going to trade some of these guys, the Christian McCaffreys, the Tyreek Hills, the Calvin Ridleys, while they still have value, and really reload to look at 26 and 27?
Nope, I'm going for it. His team is ranked this low in contender, but like there's a lot of guys that I believe in here. You have a ton of upside at receiver with Diggs. Ridley played really well last year. Diggs played really well last year. We talked about this on the podcast not too long ago. I think Diggs what show we just did? It was last week's Nerd show.
Where you're doing the rankings debate?
No, the rankings debate was it the upside? What was it? ADP. Oh, boomer bust players. Like I'm all in on a short live. Calvin Ridley and Stephon Diggs are two of my favorite wide receiver trade targets in Dynasty right now for a contender. Like two of my favorite. Calvin Ridley played really well with the Levi. Will Levis news today. Cam Ward is locked in as a quarterback one, which screams value for Calvin Ridley. He's got nobody but an old guy and young rookies there to compete against. Calvin Ridley he played really well last year. Diggs played it like a wide receiver one up until he got hurt last year. Tyreek Hill played hurt, and then add all three of those guys with Ladd McConkey. My move here, Garrett, with this team is without our 26 first, like I'm in this to win it. So I'd be interested in moving if I had to. Michael Penix to kind of bolster my running back room. But again, I feel comfortable sitting there. I feel good about our running backs. We do need a running back. Unfortunately, I think the value we're going to want to get back, unless we just move off of Devontae Smith straight up, which I don't want to because we're a little with Diggs and really being older.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm doing here with this team, Garrett, is I'm riding the regular season as we inch closer to get Rashee Rice back. I'm letting Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Calvin Ridley establish their base value in PPR and points per game too, which should be pretty solid. And at that point, I'm moving one of those guys for a running back is what I'm going to do.
I like that. I'm totally open to that. I'm also considering tearing down from Pat Mahomes.
100%.
If I can tear down, especially in a 10-team league, I don't think it should be too hard to tear down to Baker, Purdy, somebody like that. Because I still think they're going to give me competitive numbers to Pat Mahomes, but that could be the difference in like getting that running back. So if I were to pair Tony Pollard and Pat Mahomes, downgrade at quarterback to Purdy or Baker, if that upgrades me at running back, like that's a move I'd really be interested in making.
Yeah, me too. Let's start at the top there, Pete. Team one. They're thin at quarterback. Let's see what they got.
Oh, they're real
Here's
thin at
good.
quarterback. Trevor is that too far of a downgrade for you to go from Pat Mahomes to Trevor Lawrence. Is that too far of a tier?
If I got Josh Jacobs back, it wouldn't be terrible for me.
So we give Pat Mahomes and Tony Pollard. We get back Josh Jacobs, Trevor Lawrence.
I'd be okay with that. Would you?
I think I'd be okay with that too.
So give
Like
Mahomes.
we're taking some risk, but
Yeah, but a lot of deals sometimes when you're in a situation like this, definitely when you want to contend, you got to take a little bit more risk. You know,
well, it looks like according to us, we don't even have to give Tony Pollard.
that's
We might even
that's
be
the
able
thing. I don't even think we had to throw in Tony Pollard in this situation.
Is there a better player there than Josh Jacobs that we could get?
Probably not. It's
We're
pretty. He
not
doesn't,
gonna
he
get
doesn't have a
Barkley.
ton of depth there. Yeah, and that's the thing. We're not getting Barkley, so our other option would be Cook, and I'd just rather prefer Jacobs. So that's okay. That's one option. Let's go to the next team too. Let's just kind of see what the other teams are working with here at quarterback.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
So Baker,
Here's the Baker team.
Here's the JJ too. Like, get us real young. They don't have the running back depth that we like, but like, if I can get JJ McCarthy and Caleb Johnson for Tony Pollard and Pat Mahomes, I'd do that.
I would want more. Just because of the unproven.
You're right. We have a lot of unknown here.
Yeah.
Can you throw in Devontae Adams? We don't need it. No, we don't have enough old run receivers.
We do.
Okay, move on. Okay. Nah, this guy's not interested. Jaden, he's not interested. Herbert.
Well,
Purdy.
we could do. It doesn't have to be their quarterback one. We could downgrade from Pat Mahomes to Kyler Murray or
No,
the next one,
Go back. The next team.
the Brock Purdy one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's four quarterbacks here.
I would take Purdy and Hubbard for Pat Mahomes.
Maybe I'm getting greedy.
Purdy outproduces
I think.
Pat Mahomes over the last 3 years.
Oh,
I-
I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that part of it. My
And you're
issue is
getting-
potentially the Chuba Hubbard part.
Yeah, but you're getting a better fantasy quarterback. Like Chuba Hubbard's their
hold
third one
on.
for our quarterback.
Hold on.
All right.
I hear you.
Hold on.
I-
Pumping the
I-
brakes.
I'm interested in Omar and Hampton. What does it take to get me Omar and Hampton?
He also has Herbert, so
He also has what?
I don't think that
he has
means
Herbert, so it does mean a lot, but it also could mean that he's a Chargers fan. I guess.
I mean,
but
maybe.
Don't we have Lad McConkey?
maybe.
Or no? Is that the same team?
Yes,
Do we have
we
Lad
the
McConkey?
other.
Okay. Forget Purdy. We want Herbert and Hampton. What we don't. Okay. Let's get frisky. We've had a lot to drink.
Okay.
Our confidence levels are high to say the least. We feel way better about ourselves than we did 12 drinks ago. So we're offering Mahomes. I wish I could see this.
Mhm.
It's so small. I can't read
Yeah,
it.
I can zoom in
Oh, thank you so much for your support.
here. Oh, that's a little bit too much.
Okay. Do we offer? So we got to offer Mahomes, Rasheed
Oh, he's
Rice.
not a Chargers fan. Okay, good. I mean,
That's probably it,
We're-
honestly.
we're in the middle. Yeah, 886 points. So that's seen that as a pretty fair trade.
No, yeah, but the Rasheed Rice news is going to lower the perceived value out the gate.
It is. So do we hold on to Rice
Smith?
then? Because I think his value is higher than what his perceived
Okay.
value is right now.
Devontae Smith.
And
Tony
Tony Pollard to get him a running back this year.
Yeah, Tony Pollard.
I'd also be interested in what their tight end situation is because we actually have a lot of tight ends.
Let's just look at
Yeah,
Because
what
we
do they do?
have
over here. Laporta and Schultz.
Oh, we can use one.
Uh,
Yes, let's give him a little something. Something on.
Let's try.
What do you want? Who do we gonna give him?
We've got Evan Ingram, Tyler Warren, K. Dot, and Isaiah Likely, and Ben Sinnott.
Every flavor of tight end, pretty much.
We really do. We have a little bit of everything at tight end right now.
I'll tell you what, Garrett. If we throw Tyler Warren in, this deal's getting done.
That's what I was just thinking too. All right, I'd be willing to throw in Tyler Warren. Man, are we giving up too
Excellent.
much?
Oh no, we are not.
Dude, I kind of like this deal.
We're giving up a lot. That's the thing. You're trying to present, it looks like an overpay today is underpay tomorrow. And my friend, this could look like an overpay today, but an underpay tomorrow. And that gives you Herbert with the McConkey stack. Devontae Smith, you're losing a wide receiver too. So be it. Tony Pollard, listen, that's the end of the book. You're right. It's the last chapter.
Adam said, "Oh my."
But Tyler Warren, the moment he sees Tyler Warren in there with all this, my friend, might be an offer that I would refuse. That's the thing. If I was on the Herbert side and they presented this to me, I'd be like, no, thanks.
I appreciate the offer. You worked really hard. I could tell this is a good trade, but yeah, I would want the Hampton Herbert side because right now Hampton, like, there's an argument to be made that even though Hampton's value is crazy high, this could be his lowest value that we're going to see in 5 years is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Sometimes you have to take those risks.
My nipples are hard about this trade. That doesn't happen very often. Oh, now I got to squeeze them. Oh. Look, I'm getting all pervy about this trade. I can't help myself sometimes.
I like this deal.
Me too. I think the Tyler Warren inclusion here, not being put on premium, is going to get this guy like, yeah, here you go. Here you go. Little something for you on top to get you going. Oh, yeah. I like this offer.
All right. Any other moves that we're taking a look at?
Is this guy on air right now watching?
Yeah, Adam.
Yes.
Adam. Thank you so much. Adam, present this offer. Please tweet at me at Dynasty Rich if it gets done. Because we're going to celebrate together.
Well.
Yes.
And there was a
above
small
your head
trade
where
that
it
you
says
had.
love. That's how I feel about this offer. Your neon above your head is how I feel right now.
Well, there was a small trade before we put this one together that you were mentioning as well. What was that one again?
I don't know. That's my ex. That's my
I got
ex
so
now.
distracted by this.
Moving forward. Yes. Once you find new love. So sorry.
Love is gone.
You've been replaced.
Well, Adam, rewind in the show because Rich gave another trade that didn't include Pat Mahomes. It wasn't a quarterback trade that I remember saying like, oh yeah, that's a good deal as well. So rewind, figure out what that was because it was a good one as well. But this is the creme de la creme right here.
Oh, that's the move right there, baby. Look at all that he's getting. He's like, wow, I'm getting a running back to replace Hampton. I'm getting Devontae Smith, a former Heisman winner. First top 12 pick, Tyler Warren and Pat Mahomes, who's better than Justin Herbert. Yeah, give it to me, baby.
Done and done.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, best of luck, Adam. Appreciate you, dude.
Salivating.
Pete, you good?
Yes. Yeah.
He wants to stare at it.
So
Like,
Douglas dropped a comment in the comments or in the chat.
is he like on the Potenzo
I
owner?
realized that I missed him. He actually has a nuke with us. So
Ooh.
I'm going to set this up really fast.
Whoa, stealing people's money. Pete.
Fee for Sutherland. Well, I'm glad we got him on this show then.
I also think, Douglas, you might have put in 2 nukes. So
Double
let us
nuke.
know if you want us to do another
Get a
team or if you want a
refund.
refund on that. Okay.
We bypassed him and made him pay more money. Like, what's going on around here? Do I got to do the thing twice? I mean, there's only one nipple hard.
Hey, just a reminder. I did nuke.
Hey guys, you said these go in right away. I've been here for an hour and a half.
He's actually been
Poor
here since
guy.
the 14th.
We're making sure to get it today, though. We commit to you, Douglas. It will be done.
Do it.
It will be. Okay, I'm
I got
almost there.
that Rick Vaughn bobblehead above my head. I might have to change it out for that new Dave Matthews bobblehead I got. I got LeBron. I got my grandpa's old Browns one. Do a little shift in there. We'll see. Reaching out the wall. I think I'm gonna challenge the Albert Bell that sits above Garrett's head and put Dave Matthews up there.
I do love an Albert Bell though. He was awesome. He's a very underrated. Like when you consider that era, he's so underrated.
Never seen a MVP candidate snubbed or ripped off as much as in 95 or 96, whatever it was, when
Albert Bell lost to
50-50.
Mo. His numbers, 50-52. His numbers were significantly better. Albert Bell was my all-time favorite Indian until Jose Ramirez came along, and good luck with anybody ever topping. Literally, I think it's literally impossible for anybody to be a better favorite all-timer than Jose Ramirez for me. It's not possible.
He's pretty fantastic, dude.
He's
pretty
more than
fantastic.
And quick question, Douglas, did you said that you emailed, you did get you already got a refund? Because I want to make sure that gets done. But anyway,
Hey,
without
keep
further-
talking semantics on the outside. We're doing a show.
Sorry,
Kinda
Rich,
nuked
I
some
couldn't
stuff
hear you.
up over here. Come
Rich
on.
has no idea that he was muted that entire time during the noise. I saw his lips. He was talking that entire time. Oh, fantastic. All right. 1QB PPR league here. We are currently the third team in dynasty mode. We have got Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, Daniel Jones. Then we have Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Ty J. Spears at running back. Wide receiver wise, looking at Ladd McConkey, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, George Pickens, Tyreek Hill, Jaden Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr. Tight ends, Kyle Pitts, Evan Ingram, Terrace Ferguson, Theo Johnson, and Luke Musgrave. Draft pick wise, we are all in, baby. No picks until 2028. So, Douglas says, basically, I'm a contender that doesn't love my receivers with no real difference maker, but I'm having trouble putting something together to get rid of some depth.
Well, I disagree. You have Ladd McConkey, true difference maker. Tyreek Hill has a potential to be a difference maker, and the depth of DJ Moore and George Pickens is really nice. You obviously have T. Higgins. So if you want a difference maker, Garrett, I'm going to start by upgrading off of T. Higgins is where I'm going to start.
Okay.
Offers youth. But again, I mean, can we go scroll up a little bit, Peter, too, so I could see? Obviously, the draft picks don't matter to us.
I will say this. While I do understand that, we do see T a little bit differently. My only issue with T is the health. Like, points per game, he puts up numbers, but it's the health that's the issue.
Yeah, year in, year out, same side, soft tissue, slowly add to. He had the quad into that side this year, so you have the ankle, the knee, and the quad. And go to the hamstring all on the same leg. So that's always a concern for me. But you're right. That's a concern. Like Nico's kind of following that role too, right? Same side, same issues. Lingering hamstring issues that linger over years tell me that could be like just they don't go away. And you actually get worse down the road. So I actually like his receiving room. I love the upside of George Pickens. I like Pittman and Jaden Higgins. Or I'm sorry, George Pickens. I like the upside of Jaden Higgins and Michael Pittman. But if we want to get better, if he doesn't feel comfortable, which means he's not overly comfortable about T. Higgins, that's the only guy that I can think of. Like if we're gonna upgrade Garrett, like that's where we have to start. T. Higgins. I'm with you. Like this roster, if you're like, hey, dude, like what should I do this roster? I am just as content as staying with this roster and competing with it than not. Like honestly, your QB2 is more of a concern than anything else on your roster. Just being honest. Everything else looks just fine. Your receivers to me are totally fine.
Who's the rest of his tight ends, real quick?
Kyle
Pitts,
Ingram and
Evan
Pitts.
Ferguson.
Yeah, so Ingram's really the one.
So.
Yeah, Ingram's the one you're leaning on. Ferguson's the hopeful future guy. So Pitts is another one. You know, we threw in as a name on some deals before. He's another one that we could throw in 100%. On some names this year as well. Number one,
and that's what I was. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to get like to do something too crazy, but if we can move Higgins and Pitts, like who needs a tight end, which is like 2-3, and like upgrade a receiver, like that's what I'm gonna try and do. Because I think Pitts is enough on top of Higgins to get us what he wants. I really do.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and look what kind of receivers are out there and potentially available. He said he was offered a late 26 first for DJ Moore. It's not a bad offer, but with you being in full contender mode, I just don't know that it's worth it unless you think that there's a team that is going to be looking for a first to get you the receiver you want instead of DJ Moore, because he's more of a steady Eddie wide receiver 3 at this point than feeling confident as being like a top 15 guy.
So knowing that, we could also have the idea of offering T. Higgins in a first, even potentially with Pitts. Like if we can move off of DJ Moore. Now it puts us a little bit thinner, which I don't like to do, but where are you going here?
I'm setting up a trade calculator. Sorry, I didn't know that you need to see this screen still.
We have
right,
to see who these other teams are because it started at number 2. We was kind of like what Higgins offers us a lot of. Oh wow, okay. No, we're not going to get either one of those guys, so it doesn't matter for T.
Yeah, it looks like there's a few teams with all the high end wide receivers from what he said. How far apart are AJ Brown and T Higgins for you?
Not far at all.
Okay, and that's part of it for me is like I know points wise, yeah, we're upgrading with AJ Brown, but I don't know that it's a huge upgrade. It's really just more the consistency with AJ Brown. But even he's been banged up here and there as well.
We'll just tight end just to see.
Trey.
He's fine. Next. Pitts has got to be the person we move in the steal, Garrett. We have no picks.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're going to make this deal. Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
T with another lower tier receiver and Kyle Pitts, because that's the thing they're missing is depth.
Yeah, for Amon.
Yep. Or
Yeah,
CeeDee Lamb, either one.
Yeah, either one. I think Amon would be easier to get than CeeDee Lamb, but the only thing is we have George Pickens, so I'd prefer not to get CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
T. Higgins and Kyle Pitts.
And we need to throw in a lower tier. So maybe Jaden Higgins.
We have no picks. I'd like to keep the youth of Higgins if we could.
I would say really George Pickens, but that doesn't help him because he has CeeDee Lamb.
What does it look when you offer Amon? How far off are we? Probably pretty significantly, right?
Yeah, we need about 2K more at least to really be in the realm. So
DJ Moore puts it right as fair for calculator. Was offered a 2026 first for DJ Moore.
Honestly,
2 minutes ago.
I don't hate that. I like DJ Moore, but he could easily end up being the odd man out in that offense with all of the players that they got as like their guys. And I don't see Rome going anywhere. So he could end up being the odd man out.
Yeah, I think I would offer this team, hey, I'll give you T. Higgins, Kyle Pitts, and either have DJ Moore or 26 first. Like, what do you rather have
like
for
that.
Amon? And then maybe DJ Moore or accept.
Oh, we don't have our 26 first.
No, we would take DJ Moore for the 26 first.
Oh, so we're just saying we'll make that trade if you prefer the 26 first.
Or unless you want DJ Moore, I'll give you DJ Moore.
Yeah,
and then
I think that's fair.
And then you're upgrading your receiver over T.
Knowing this guy, he needs depth at receiver is what he really needs. So I'm guessing he'd want DJ Moore.
Yeah, me too. So I think that would be. Yeah, that's a very fair offer. And then that give our team, right? Go back to our team. This is a perfect trade partner, by the way. Like he has all the receivers. So that would give us Amon-Ra, Lad McConkey, and then that's the thing, we get real shallow at receiver there. But I'm okay. I think George Pickens would be just fine in Dallas. I really do.
And Pittman is fine as our wide receiver 5. Higgins has got 100%. Upside. So
it's a start 9 too. So
not a huge starting lineup.
Yeah.
Rich. Okay. And again, I'm okay with doing nothing as well. Like with this team, I really am. Like I'm very comfortable with their roster structure here.
But I like that trade a lot.
I do like that trade because that gives you like if Tyreek Hill hits and you get one more year of like elite Tyreek Hill, your team
Lad and
is a clear cut. Yeah, your team would be the clear cut favorite to. It already is the favorite, but like that would really. You do need Michael Penix to produce as like QB 18.
That was going to be my other question. Are you open to moving Michael Penix in a seemingly lateral move, but somebody that might help you a little more this year, like a Jared Goff, a Dak Prescott?
This is a one quarterback.
Oh, it's one quarterback. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I retract. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was super flex, and we're totally fine. I'm not touching that situation. Yeah, I think it's a move. If he wants to make the move for the upgraded receiver, I think it's a perfect trade partner. And I think there's a path to get done there. Definitely. Because I like George Pickens.
Yep. And he said he's starting 3 running backs no matter what. So yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
He doesn't
100%.
really need. I would
I think
also
you
be.
start. I think George Pickens will outproduce DJ Moore.
I think it's definitely possible. Just another side note while we have this guy here, I love his 3 running backs, but I do not trust anyone after that point. I would be very open to like, hey, can I throw a second out and get James Conner? Can I get Tony Pollard with my Tyjae Spears? Can I get just DeAndre Swift, somebody else that I feel comfortable playing if injuries hit this team? Because we've seen Taylor be injured. We've seen Breece Hall be injured. We haven't seen Gibbs be injured yet, but you never know at the running back position. I would like to get one more guy to help get me through this season. You're comfortable giving like a second?
I think Tajay does. I think Tajay produces it fine as like a depth guy this year. I really do. I know people are all in on
so, but I don't want to count on that. But
no.
Especially in season, see how things go. If he's given decent numbers, then you're fine. But if by week 3, week 4, we're not seeing enough from him, I would like to look at some of those lower tier teams and get myself a 4th running back, because if one of those guys gets hurt, now the rest of the league knows you're desperate and they're going to jack up the prices on
What picks do we have of ours again?
Only 28
not
picks.
many.
Yeah, so we don't even have any picks anyways to give. So yeah, that's a problem. We don't have it. That's the thing, Garrett. We're all in here. We don't have really. We don't have a lot
I'd give
of
it
room.
28 second. I would have no problem giving it up, even though.
Oh, I have no problem with it either. If but that's not a move I'm making until like I have to be up against it, right? Like even then, if I had to like downgrade it, receive but like, and that's the thing, giving away Moore and Higgins for Amon, right, and Pitts, it does take away like all your depth of value. So that's like,
sure,
once you do that, you're pretty much all in. Maybe you get a 28 second, like you said, for those late running backs, like, or any running backs can help you out that time, but like, I would hold off and try and ride with those teams you have. And then even if one of those running backs went down, flip to the receiver and just ride out the receiver while you can. And this is going to give you a good base for the next couple of years. But I think that's the move if you want to make a move. Again, at the same time, I'm not overly feeling the need
this
to.
Team isn't in desperate straits or anything like that.
No. So like if he went into saying, hey, I don't feel as confident in my receiving room. Obviously, we're way more confident, but like, I think that team would be very open to moving Amon-Ra or CeeDee Lamb or one of those offers.
Yeah, and if that's the case, you're getting CeeDee Lamb instead, then throw George Pickens his way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead of DJ Moore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or we can hold both. It's not the end of the world, but I'd like to diversify that a little bit. All right. Last thing we get to here is going to be Cody's trade question here. Cody said, thoughts on triple tapping quarterbacks in the first 3 rounds of a startup: Daniels, Williams, and then maybe May or Love. Rich is shaking his head. And overall, I would not be wanting to do that. Now, I am, like I've mentioned a billion times, big on best available player. If those are truly the best available player, I will go quarterback. But that is not my preferred or desired route to go. I would much rather, when I take Caleb Williams there, knowing that I could get May or Love in the 3rd, I would much rather go after Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas. If one of the running backs fall, Drake London, yes, absolutely. Like those would be preferred options for me over top of somebody like that.
Yeah, Jane Daniels right now is the only. Now, obviously, there's tons of guys that have ranked higher, but for me personally, in a startup, again, rankings and startups are completely different for me. The only guy I'm willing to take as a quarterback in the 1st round is Jaden Daniels, because I want the value in the 4th and the 6th, like we mentioned earlier. If I have a higher pick and he's not there, obviously Josh Allen too for trade value, but I really would just rather, if I had the 1-1, I'm taking Jaden Daniels. If I had the 1-2, I'm trading back. Like I'm trading back and picking up a couple extra 3rds. Like again, I would trade back from 1-2 and say somebody has like 210. I'll take 210 in their 3rd, and maybe like a later future draft pick as well, if I can squeeze out of them, because I'd rather go ahead. I think all the value is there later. I honestly think those top early picks outside of a guy like Jaden Daniels, like are overvalued. Definitely when you get a 2-for-1, which is a 2nd and a 3rd, like in a startup, where you're getting really still elite players, right? Like, so instead of like Josh Allen, I'm getting Drake London and Jordan Love, right? Like, I'd much rather have, like, when you start saying these names and trade values, like, oh yeah, I'd rather have these players in an overall trade, right? Like, what, because you're for sure in a second getting a quarterback or Drake London. In the third, you're getting a quarterback like the Jake Love or the Caleb Williams, right? And then you still have your own second and third. So getting 4 players there is way better than 2 players in my eyes in a startup. So like for me, I would take Jaden Daniels, and then it opens that whole door of, well, because again, if he's saying Jaden Daniels, he has to assume that it's a high pick in a startup, right? In Superflex. So I don't love going 3 quarterbacks because the rest of your roster is going to be thin, and then you're relying on a trade. And more likely, you're going to rely on a trade of like need a quarterback to hit, and then you're relying on a trade just a player you could have drafted in the first place, right? Like maybe a slight uptick of that player, but I am going to go ahead and just. I love again. We said this before. If you've been watching, like me and Garrett and Matt, we've kind of pivoted to the value for quarterbacks and startups is like rounds 4, 5, and 6, and get the core of skill position players put on top of them. So I wouldn't do that. I would be more interested in trading down. But again, Garrett's right. Best player available. Say like if quarterbacks are going, they're going to push all those receivers down. You know, those like the Lad McConkeys, the Drake Londons, like the Brian Thomas, like those guys are like more value when you get overall stacks of having, oh, I got Jordan Love and Drake London compared to getting Pat Mahomes and T. Higgins. Right. Like that's the way I kind of like look at some of those lines. The value's reversed. I'm taking a ladder there. Or the first one. So I don't love that strategy, even though we say best player overall, but in a startup at the same time, you're still trying to build a solid team. You know, like you want to go into it with like, I hate like you say, Garrett, like I'll figure out my team later and take best player available. But I also don't like those first couple picks are like the core foundation of your team. Like they're trying to build. Sure. Like you can't like again and trying to go into a strategy of like, okay, I'm gonna take these 3 guys so I can trade one later. Like that it's just so much more work that you're trying to navigate. And then I think what you're gonna find is like you're gonna be in, like you mentioned before, round 8, and like, oh, I could have got Jared Goff here. Damn, I wish I had Drake London instead of Caleb Williams. I would just be totally happy with Jared Goff. Like I think you will find guys in value later. So even though it's super flex and you see that quarterback, because remember, the best value is not just singular. It's usually tier-based is what it's at. Right. So look within that tier to find that value. And for what we've done over those last 12 months is found the value is at quarterback rounds 4 through 6. So I wouldn't necessarily go ahead and do that deal like that or make that move. And I'm with Garrett, and I've seen him do this a ton as well. The top 5 picks there, like I'm more interested in trading out of the top 5 picks than making a selection there. Like the Lamar Jacksons, the Joe Burrows, I'm okay with taking a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, but even those guys, like I would rather go ahead and trade back and get a 2-for-1 deal and get 2 studs over 1. And then, it's like one of my favorite deals like to do like in startups, Garrett, where like I could trade, hey, I'll trade my first next year for a 5th round or 6th round pick, right? Like I'd rather get a pick there for a player almost worth a first, because what that does is before startup, like I do that a ton before draft starts, like, hey, first person to offer me a 5th round, you put it in the group, right? Like, hey, first person offer me their first 5th round pick in a startup, I'm giving my first next year. No bites. Hey, first person offer me their 6th round pick, I'm giving my first. And what that does is it opens your draft strategy because you have the extra pick. And now all of a sudden your pick is more likely than not to be a late first because you're getting that one extra bonus player. And now we're like, oh, do I need to go tight end here? Now that like, because usually right when you get that round, like you're just, okay, do I go tight end? I need a tight end, or I get my 3rd receiver, right? Now you can get both and really solidify a real solid roster and not be afraid to grab a veteran there. Now you're all in and you're giving up a late first right out the rip. Because like, who cares? Definitely like the future first in a startup, like you're playing a little bit more redraft level. It has way less value, definitely in a weaker class, right? So like that's a move I like to make too. So like if I could trade out of the top 5 and then move back in the first and give my first next year and have all the extra capital. Now where I'm picking in the top 6 rounds, I'm picking like 10 players in the top 6 rounds. Yeah. And that is going to be a really good roster. And I'm more interested in something like that than just giving that one name of like Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow or anybody else you want to throw in that range. I'm trying to build a really good, strong team. And I think that's how you do it.
Absolutely. I love it. All right, guys, that wraps things up for roster rescue today. We will for sure be having a you all right, Rich?
No more nukes in the back or anything? We're out of nukes.
No more nukes. They're all gone.
Just a boatload of roster rescues that we're going to be doing this week.
Well, good thing we're doing
We
extra
have about-
shows. Like Jared's about to say.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have about
we're-
14 more if we just want to pound them out right now.
Just do it. Just
Yeah, my
we're
wife,
gonna go
Peter.
till midnight. So we have yes, we have multiple shows that we're gonna do this week. We're for sure going to be doing a show on Wednesday and on Friday. We might even still sneak in an extra show tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll have a meeting behind the scenes as to whether we add.
Do one more.
You want to do one more?
I do. For some reason, I just want to do.
This is crazy because
Okay,
Rich, you're
well-
usually the one by the end of this that you're done, but you're hype, man.
I just kind of want to do like I just want to do. I just want to. I mean, what is it? We're at 212. I kind of just want to do one more. Just one.
All
like,
right, let's do one more.
Perfect.
I won't be on the rest.
Put it in
I can't make the rest of the shows unless we maybe possibly do an evening one. Maybe I can make that, but like my schedule is pretty tight the rest of the week.
Sure.
So like, I just want to kind of do like. But here's the thing: it has to be a 12-man team. Like,
Got to be a 12 teamer.
I only
Oh man, Nicolas, you're lucky. Yep, that's the next one.
Oh, it worked out.
he's like, man, I hate Rich. I wish I got guys on next week. Well, that's too bad, Nicholas. I'm doing it anyways.
Deal
Let
with
me
it.
squeeze out one more extra run. I'm trying to lighten the load for the rest of the week. We might get more after this. You don't know.
I feel like we will. Based
So
on how
this
things
is
have gone.
a casual league. First
Okay.
time Dynasty players.
This is a casual.
What
league.
are the first step in my rebuild?
It's very
All right,
casual.
first step in the rebuild. All right, this is a 1 QB league. We have Drake
Fresh
May,
league, right?
Trevor.
This
What's
is
that?
fresh.
What?
This is like the first. You say this is the first year of the league.
I believe
it's just
so. He
casual.
said first time Dynasty players. So this could be straight like
Year
I
2
can
or 3.
check to see if this is even. Let's see if we go to league. So they did. What was that? Duval.
If they had a rookie draft, it's at least year 2.
Yeah, they did a rookie
Unless they just
draft.
drafted
So
rookie draft picks in there. Who knows? Anyways,
Either way. All right, so we have 1 QB league. Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold at quarterback, Travion Henderson, Jonathan Taylor, Tyrone Tracy, Jalen Warren at running back. Wide receiver wise, Travis Hunter, Tet McMillan, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk, and then at tight end, we have Tyler Warren, Dalton Kincaid. We have 2 firsts in 2026, and we have our own first and second in 2027. So, Rich, well, real quick, let's see where we're at in contender mode. Because dynasty mode, we're in second, but contender, yeah, we're kind of middle of the pack. So, Rich, for me, there's kind of one glaring thing, and I'm curious if we see the same thing here. This is more of a rebuild team. I don't feel confident enough in a lot of these young assets like Drake May and Travion and Travis Hunter and stuff for this year. This is probably the high point for Jonathan Taylor. I'm moving Jonathan Taylor. Is that what you're doing as well, Rich?
yeah, I like that bold move there, Cotton. So yeah, because I mean, even like in contender mode, that other first we have is I don't even see his name on there in the top. The Comboys or whatever. Like, can you scroll down in contender and over there in the other side? Yeah, he's like ranked
Wait.
10. So those are two. We're gonna have
Yeah.
2 high picks next year. Early dynasty. So like the youth, like I think Caleb Johnson, RJ Harvey might be pretty attainable. The Quinshon Junkins move would make him very attainable here. Possibly.
oh, that's team 11.
Okay, so they're probably not wanting a contending running back, but maybe they might think they're a contender looking at some of the assets on their team.
Let's see.
Because they got Puka and Lad McConkey, David Njoku,
That's
Johnny Smith.
Wandale Robinson.
They do, but they might not know it. Yeah, because they've already moved all their picks. Holy
yeah.
cow. Oh, no, they have it. It's just because it's a contender. It looks like it. They have not. Oh, yeah, they're building up picks. They don't want Jonathan
okay.
Taylor.
Well, they don't.
Yeah.
Do they have their 26 first? I don't think they do.
They do.
They
do not.
do not, but they have
know they
2.
do.
They're the
Here,
27
I-
first.
I would offer this team. Can we go back up?
Let's see something on this team real quick. I would offer this team just to see. I don't know how you feel about this, Garrett, because I'm with you. Like that we're at. Would you offer that team to make them feel a little bit more like a contender because they don't have their picks anyways? Jalen Waddle, and Jonathan Taylor, for Quinshon Judkins, and both those 27 first.
I love it. Yeah, if you can get that deal done, I would love that, because for me, Jonathan Taylor for the 2 first is pretty close. I think that's pretty close. I would take Judkins ahead of Jalen Waddle in a startup. So right now it says that we're actually giving up a little bit more than we're getting back. So I think that's a great move personally. I would totally do that. If you can get more, awesome. I don't know that you can, but if you can, I would love it.
Because that I think that makes that team feel way more comfortable now, because now he has his third receiver, right? He has his third receiver that's solid. He gets off of Judkins, which he's not going to, and obviously he's going to be ecstatic to get Jonathan Taylor. Again, this is kind of a fresh new dynasty league as well, so they probably value draft picks a little bit less. Definitely like 2 years out than he does. And this would give us 3 27 firsts, puts us up really good for the long term. We already got 2 26 firsts for next year, so we could rebuild our running back room there in receiver and then be all in on 2027 to make our big step forward.
Yep. I think that Jonathan Taylor's the piece that I don't want to say you have to move, but I would strongly advise moving Jonathan Taylor. This would be the ideal type of deal for you, where you're getting a young asset back plus draft capital into the future on a team that's not very good. So it should be fairly high with their pick.
So, and this is what I'm going to say too. Like, yeah. So who knows how that's going to play out long-term for him. And this is, again, so you guys are new to Dynasty, right? This is a massive win for you in 2 different ways. You're getting Quinshon Judkins to replace Jonathan Taylor, which I think could be a very comparable production. And Quinshon Judkins is still 21 years old. You're getting 2 27 picks, which is a really deep class as of it looks right now, and looks very talented, especially at the receiver position, obviously. And by addition of this, you're almost going to be like the other first round pick you have in 2026 is a bad team. They're the 10th ranked team. But the moment you unload Jonathan Taylor and Jalen Waddle, can you go back to our roster, Pete?
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins is not playing in the first 6 games. So that's going to leave you with like Trevion Henderson and Jalen Warren or Tyron Tracy as your running backs. And then at receiver, you're starting Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, and like Olave, because Ayuk is going to do. So my point here is your 26 first has a very good chance to be the 1-1 overall. So you'll get the best running back in the best situation next year as well, on top of the other guys first. And then you can replace Waddle most likely with that first, or double down on running back by still giving you 3 extra firsts. So even though where this team sits right now, where it's a couple years away, probably like a 1 or 2 years away, by moving Waddle and Taylor off your roster is actually going to make your team better for when you're ready to compete. When Travis Hunter is playing in year 2, Ted McMillan's playing in year 2, Ayuk's fully healthy, and we'll have way more clarification on Olave and Luther Burden. Now your team is almost guaranteed to have a very high pick in 2026, along with your second, and gives you 3 27 firsts. Now those picks will also be in mind, either you can use them or anything that looks like a late pick. Now you could also trade those first round picks to get back up and really put yourself into the fold of competing way sooner. So all those picks won't necessarily be used just as a draft. You want to keep the high ones. So I think by losing Jonathan Taylor and Jalen Waddle, Garrett, helps our team, not just in the trade that we like, if we can make that deal done, but really sets us up for long-term success by replacing Jonathan Taylor, not with just Quinshon Judkins, but the running back that we take, maybe it's Jeremiah Love next year, with the 1-1 or the 1-2. So this move is a double move of success, of getting the points off our roster. So we're not finishing with like pick 1-6, 1-7, sneak into playoffs because Hunter goes off or Taylor goes off and Waddle kind of regains that wide receiver 1 status. I think this is a really big, savvy dynasty move to set yourself up for the future, which is what you want to do. If you're looking like, hey, we're like, not this year, maybe next year, and probably 2027, this puts you into the perfect situation to do just that. That is the best dynasty move that you can make for your team. Again, not necessarily going to get it done, but like, if he doesn't want to say, hey, I don't want to get rid of all my 27 picks, I'll give you mine it may I'll give you one in these 26 firsts instead, which I don't think he would do that because you probably want to keep those extra firsts. Again, they build on that foundation of him contending by adding Waddle and Taylor. Like, oh, I also have these couple firsts next year where now it gives him the flexibility to trade those firsts to keep going or draft players to add to his roster. Either way, I think that move would be an A+ trade for this roster. And if you're going to roster rescue it, that's where I start right there with that move. I think it's a really good partner for us. Can you go back to the team real quick, Peter, too, to see like if Waddle makes a big difference to him?
It does because
I give him
helps his wide receiver core.
Taylor, Swift, Puka, McConkey, Waddle, and then he has those extra firsts to add a running back that he wants at his own leisure to trade away.
Plus, he can change his team name to Taylor Swift then at that point.
Oh,
So.
yeah, you can.
Make sure to include that in the trade negotiations.
Yeah, I like that move.
Sure.
I think it helps this guy's team pretty significantly, and it helps our team too. But again, this is now it's all based on this team. This team wants to take that step forward and compete because he does have multiple 26 and 27 first. So he might be, even though it's new, like, hey, I'm kind of building for the future too. So it's not necessarily going to get done, but the offer you offered there could easily pivot his mindset because you're offering you're not offering trash. You're offering two really good players, like really good players.
Real quick, let's look at a couple of the top teams to see if they might be interested in Jonathan Taylor as well.
He is.
Honestly, the top team needs a running back.
Yeah, this guy has Pacheco as his RB3.
Interesting. And he's got a butt ton of wide receivers.
Yeah.
Rich, do we try to see if we can? Well, the hard part is all of those guys are probably outside the range that we could realistically get for Taylor straight up. But would you be willing to give a little bit to get a JSN, a Brian Thomas, and Nico Collins?
He's so he's so deep at receiver and he's so thin at running back. And the fact that he has T. Higgins, I would ask for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Again, this is a newer league too. I would want Jackson Smith and Jigba straight up for Jonathan Taylor. This is my second offer. Like this is where the first one doesn't go through. I'd start here with team one. I'd offer him Jonathan Taylor for Jackson Smith and Jigba straight up.
That's what I would do as well.
If this guy sent in his roster for roster rescue, I feel like we would be telling him to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
you need to get a Jonathan Taylor.
You Garrett would say, I think we need a little bit more on top.
I would 100% say that. I would be like, you need to get Jonathan Taylor, but JSN's too much to give up, so you need a little extra.
But you know what? Like this falls in the category of me of like when you're in contention mode, sometimes you have to slightly overpay. Like you can't when you're a contender, it's got to be different. You can't always be looking at fair value. Like we could all agree Jackson Smith and Jigba is a better dynasty value than Jonathan Taylor right now. But for this team who wants to win this year, I'd have that's a good move for him, right? Like that's like
I think it makes sense for both parties a lot.
And he's so young at receiver, like he doesn't miss Jackson Smith and Jigba. So that's the point of having that talent, right? Like yes, you're losing the trade in the public perspective's eyes, but your dynasty team is significantly better, and you're more likely than not probably going to win the ship with that team.
Absolutely.
So the drop off between first and second is crazy.
It is a lot.
And this guy's
what's team six? They have some receivers.
Receiver 4 is Christian Kirk. He has great top end, but
show me real quick team 6, just out of curiosity.
Yeah,
that's another team that could use a running back, although they don't have the receivers to give us. So yeah, those might really be our only two teams to work with.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
that was good. I think those are good offers.
What's that, Rich?
Those are good offers.
Absolutely.
Look, we're at right where I want to go today. I said today, since we had so many books, I would go an extra half hour a day and go to 2:30. And I am a man of my word that nobody heard my words coming out of my mouth. So I came through for the nerd herd. Garrett's out here trying to. Oh, my name's Garrett Price now. Look at me. Absolutely. We need to. I need a little bit more. Absolutely, we need a little bit more. Oh, I'm back. The Rich Dotson. Oh man.
How's that? Have you showed your sleeve on air so far?
No, it's not done yet. But I got the Nerds logo.
Yeah, that's.
You see the Nerds? Wait, where's the Nerds logo?
No.
It's not done. Nothing.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's got the Nerds. Nothing's done, so I'm not going to show it off.
As you're showing it off,
I have so much. I have so much more.
Are you flexing as hard as you can right now?
No, I'm just showing.
I think I see your arm shaking. There we go.
I can't.
Sun's out, guns out.
Dang.
No, yeah, I'm gonna sleeve. It's not done. The biggest, most important thing is the Nerds logo on there. First thing, you can't see the brownie elf unless I turn around. But yeah, I'm gonna sleeve. It's good. It's not gonna be done for like another 5 months. I think it's a lot of work and time to get it all done. I'm doing it all at once. So yeah, no.
Just like a good
Come next,
disaster
and I'll show you in person. We'll shake hands.
All right. Well, Roster Rescue fam, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Had a great time breaking all these down. We've got at least 2 more shows, if not 3 more shows, coming your way this week to get all these roster rescues in. Appreciate you. We'll see you then.